The meeting is now being live streamed. So we are now live on YouTube. Let me copy that link and we will share it. And just so everybody knows, tonight we will be having Ryan Bowen on, hopefully. Um, he agreed to come on, so that's kind of cool. Thank you, Ryan. Should be interesting since I'm a fan of Ryan and Chuck is not. So we will see if tonight. Let's see if Ryan Bowen can win over Chuck's heart.
See if he can. Yeah, I'll give him a chance to change my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm a pretty open-minded guy for the most part. Devin's forearms in the chat already.
Hey, Devin's forearm. What's up, buddy? How you doing? One of our loyal supporters. We appreciate your support.
When I was fucking in the gym today, I was doing some little bit of bicep work. Felt a weird fucking feeling in my bicep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait it out till tomorrow, see what it looks like. Felt almost like the last time when I had that fiber tear.
That sucks, dude.
Dan Schwartz. Dan, don't start your shit.
Dan Schwartz.
Yeah.
What's he in the chat?
Yeah.
Hey, Ron the Dawn. Just so you guys know, we're gonna ask Ryan a couple questions, get him, acclimated to our show, and then we will open up the Zoom so that people can join and ask a couple questions. But in advance, nobody better be talking over each other and being rude to Ryan because he's a guest. So
Yeah, we will kick you out.
even if you don't like him, be respectful. So this should be pretty good.
Yeah, make me a co-host.
So Chuck Bardo has reservations about Ryan. So it'll be fun tonight to see if Ryan Bowen can win over Chuck's cold heart. And I'm a fan of Ryan, so we'll see. I'm interested in the aspect of Ryan turning the sport into his career.
I think you're just a fan because it has something to do with the name.
I mean, all Ryans are awesome, right? Hey, Jody Williams is in the chat. I watched Jody's interview with Ryan, and I thought it was great. Good stuff. Very good stuff, Jody.
I was going to watch it, but instead I watched the episode of with Ryan Espy and Jody when they were talking about the comparisons of WAF and IFA. A lot of good stuff there too. I think a lot of stuff that people don't know. You know what I mean? Like about how the whole how that's working and stuff.
All right, I'm going to drop the live link on the 98 page. If some of you can share that to some other pages, that would be great. So
yeah, watching the thing with Jody and Ryan Espy, like I was actually trying to look into some of that stuff myself, and I think they answered more of my questions than the stuff I could find.
Honestly, I love Jody's his whole podcast because he's so knowledgeable in the sport and like always knows everything that's going on. So it's like very interesting to listen to his podcast. He always has great questions. So if any of you are not subscribed to Jody's channel, please go subscribe.
Yeah. Get over there, subscribe to his channel.
Some great interviews. So I'm going to send Ryan the link, and let's see if he still is interested in coming on, or he may just be like, "Hey, fuck those guys," you know? Wouldn't that be funny if Ryan Bowen FTG'd us?
That'd be great. That would mean we made it, right?
Oh, for sure. We'll have to tell him. We'll have to warn him about the FTG thing, so that he doesn't think we're, you know.
This Kane guy says, assuming this is a troll, no way Ryan is cool enough to hop on here. Fuck that guy.
Who said that? Where do you say that?
In the chat.
Oh, Kane.
Yeah.
He must be really bored if he's coming on our show. Jake said he would hop on real quick to say hi to give Ryan a little surprise.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's cool. We'll tell Ryan we just wanted him to feel at home.
I think it's just horrible that they can't come to the States. The whole thing with the vaccine and all that stuff, that's crazy, right?
You're telling me, dude, that's awful.
Telling you, we'll just fly them into Canada and we'll just sit up there with a car waiting to bring them in.
You guys in the chat, have you guys been following the Devin and Hermes back and forth? And Hermes and Dave Chafee and Devin and Engen and all this stuff is hilarious.
Devin's forearm comment there about even Levant says Devin was number 2. I watched a little bit of that interview too. He said that the day he felt him, he felt like that was the strongest arm wrestler he's pulled. So he says Devin definitely felt like the number 2 guy in the world.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. What's really interesting is they had that King of the Table tournament thing over there in Dubai, and that Saban won like the, what was it, 85 plus kilo or something like that class. So that'll be interesting to see him, see who he's going to pull for the next King of the Table.
Yeah.
Can never pronounce his last name.
Hermes seems pretty confident that he'll beat Dave Chafee.
Pretty tall. That's a pretty tall order.
That's what I was thinking. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, hey, you never know. That's why they set the matches up, right?
That's right. I mean, them talking trash makes me want to see it even more.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen Dave Chafee this animated about it. Usually he's pretty quiet leading up to the whole thing. He never talks any trash or anything like that. But
I mean, Engen kind of directly, said some stuff to him about it, so he had to kind of respond a little bit.
Yeah.
But normally, Dave's such a humble guy. Like, most people don't talk shit to him. I don't know why. I don't know why he is, but
yeah, usually he they say one thing and he doesn't respond, so they just stop.
yeah, exactly.
It'll be interesting. Artem had a pretty good showing over there too, coming in 4th out of 20.
Yeah, dude. Can in a class that stacked with that caliber
Oh
of
yeah,
people pulling in it, like you can't argue with that, dude. He's leveled up.
yeah. I don't know if he was predicted to even finish that high. Um,
Right.
I watched it. He put a little highlight reel together. He looked good. He was on.
Well, Ryan has just read the invite, so I assume he'll be clicking. Oh, there he is. Holy moly.
Oh my.
Let's go. Holy
What's going on,
Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
yeah, very well, very well. How are you?
We are excited.
Hey, look at all your backdrop. That's impressive, man.
Hey, thanks. We
Love
we
it.
learned it from watching you.
Yeah. Although, look, I haven't even got mine turned on. Mine causes the camera to strobe and all that sort of stuff. It pisses me off. I'll see what it's going to do today.
Well, hey, thank you very much for coming on and giving us your time.
Oh, man, I apologize that it's taken so long.
Oh, not at all. We're big fans of you Australians. We're in good with Jake.
Yeah.
We did an interview with Keith with his that handle he makes. You actually did a review of it, and he sent me one. I love the thing. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting handle.
Yeah, it's solid, that thing. It's different, isn't it? It's but you can do a lot with it.
Yeah, very versatile.
Just gotta bring up your YouTube channel. I'll give it a share as well. We're live already. Beautiful.
Yeah, so don't say anything bad about anyone. Interesting handle.
Yeah, let me just it's solid. There we go. Now I apologize for that.
So a lot of us 98%ers are big fans, except for Chuck Bardo. So I purposely had him on so that you can win over his heart.
How are you, Chuck?
Good.
Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I'm just sharing this to my community feed at the moment, live now. Yeah,
not many podcasts would bring on a hater, but I thought it would be good because now this is like an opportunity for me to change his mind.
Oh man, everyone that meets me in person, Chuck, they end up liking me. I got to warn you. This is close to it.
So I don't know anything about this handle. What handle is this?
What's that? Oh, Keith Howarth. He makes
Kyle Howard. Yeah, Kyle Howard. Yeah, he's got a hand. It's literally cast like a hand. It's got a whole bunch of pins coming out of it. You can attach different.
I'll show it to you next time I see you, Chuck.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's got a bunch of pins coming out in different angles, and you can attach whatever, bands to it, whatever you want. You can attach, your pulley system and hit it from all different angles, and it's like a hand, and it's actually a pretty cool handle. I'll let you borrow it.
So what's going on? Now I'm all set up now. I'm all good to go.
Great. So the thing that interests me the most about you is I've had some conversations with Paul Lynn about you. And, he tells me like everything you do, including the stuff that everybody calls delusional, like, it's delusional and you're doing it because you're such a smart businessman that that is going to create some controversy and you just get more views.
Man, well,
fact.
There's definitely a degree of truth to that. Like it's not as binary as you might think, but I'm definitely aware of like for me, when I wanted to make arm wrestling a career, I was super aware that you had to put on a show, you had to get people talking. That was, it's a given. You can't just be a silent arm wrestler unless you are the top dude. You need to have people talking about you, and people only talk about you if there's something to argue about. So to get people arguing, you got to have a division in opinion as well. So polarizing content is has certainly been a part of my story, as Chuck knows.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to agree that like a lot of these talk shows and stuff like that, most of their views come from the people that don't like them.
Yeah, that is true. I think with the podcast, I mean, I remember when I had less than 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I had overwhelming support. Like I'd say a really high ratio of the 10,000 people, they were all for support. Where now, I don't know what my ratios are now. I should create the poll of my YouTube channel. Are you a supporter or a hater? Which one do you class yourself as? Just out of curiosity.
Hopefully you have 98% support.
Yeah, I know I have 97.3% male followers. So
Hey,
I got
close enough to 98%. That's great.
That's an interesting stat to see what percentage of people.
You're one of the few people in the sport, though, that has been able to turn it into a full-time career, which I think is great. Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, there's no money in the sport; nobody can do it," and you've proved it. Oh, we invited someone on to make you feel at home.
One of my buddies
to say hello.
Here he is. Look at his face. He's stunned.
Confused. Hey, Jake.
He's stunned to be in the room with greatness.
Yep.
I'm fucking annoyed. That's what I am. First of all, Blue, love ya. You're my guy. Bestie, always good to see you. Sorry for ambushing your interview here. I got a bone to pick with this fucking 98%. I've cracked it now. I help you guys out week in, week out. 98% this, 98% that. The 1 week I can't jump on the show and help out, you replace me with another Aussie. And it's just like, awesome. Thanks, guys.
He has more followers.
I was just sitting there trying to look after my wife. I literally threw Zadie and went, right, I'm fucking coming for these guys. You all say, fuck this guy and fuck that guy. Well, I'm coming in and I'm calling you guys out.
Well, now that you're a big-time announcer, you don't even have time for us.
Yeah, I mean, I have been calling you Brian for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. For me, Ryan, I think it's still one of my favorite videos of all time the arm wrestling world has ever produced was you with the bands. It's still up there in my top 10, I think, favorite videos I've ever seen.
Well, thanks. That's kind of what kicked off the 98%, sort of.
Yeah. So, Chuck, I'm curious. I feel like I'm trying to remember back to all the Chuck Bodo conversations we've had and stuff. Have you ever bet real money in a match that I was in?
I can't remember now. I can't remember.
You don't think
that's not
like a no.
I almost can't remember what matches you were.
Yeah, I just feel like I remember a lot of your name saying that I was going to get smashed in a bunch of things.
Probably, yeah, that was probably me.
Mate, he kept calling you avocado. That's how much he thought you were going to get smashed.
Yeah.
It was like, Blue is just like avocado. Oh, yeah, Chuck, definitely flying the flag on that one.
Yeah.
That's why I had him on tonight, because I knew
but you got to
would flip him.
You got to admit though that drives you though, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's sport. Like, I think sport would be incredibly boring if everyone agreed all the time on who was going to win. That's what makes sport amazing. Is it becomes tribal. It becomes almost a reflection of. It's the bridge between warfare and being bored. It's like halfway between the two. We get to actually experience all of the exhilaration of a fight. So yeah, I'm very much happy with the fact that there's polarizing opinions on whether you'll win or not. I try with my absolute best never to be offended if someone says that they think I'm going to get smashed. That's perfectly fine. You can have any opinion you want about my arm wrestling ability. That's no worries.
Was there a transition moment for you where at first maybe like you let all the hate bother you and then eventually you were just like, fuck it?
Oh, Yeah, man. There's constant chapters of that. You get used to one chapter, then it evolves again, and you're like, oh man, I didn't know we were gonna go to here. But I think that's life. That's all. I don't think anyone from any walk of life is spared from an ever evolving sort of set of dramas you got to deal with in life. And as I like if I wind back my first ever delusional, probably the term delusional came up for the first time from Chris Gobby. I think that's where it started. And I was delusional to be even taking on him. He was laughing at the fact that I said that I could take him on. And so like that's the scale of how much it's been around for.
Yeah.
Speaking of good videos, I mean, Grondon knows how much I love the bands one, but that Curb Your Enthusiasm one,
Oh yes,
either someone did it for you or you made it up, and then Chris like, I'm just going to do a cycle and I'm just going to run through him, and then you just go at the bottom 8, and then it does.
You know the ironic thing. You know the super ironic thing, Jake. The person who edited that, I don't know who it is, but I know that it's the same person who makes the Delusional Ryan Bowen series. So they originally started out as somewhat mocking my opponent before they flipped on me.
Go.
Yeah, it was Armwrestling Bible on Instagram, who at the time, I'm pretty certain that's the same account that has been doing the delusional stuff. But yeah, the clues are all out there.
I heard rumor they're on Suicide Watch at the moment because you've won your last 2 matches and have done a ripping job commentating. So they're like, how do we function with Ryan being successful? How do we function? How do we go with him backing up what he says?
Yeah. Well, it's an evolution, but like if I reflect on, if I pause and just kind of try to break out of the mold of hyping stuff and all that sort of stuff, and Ryan talking about making arm wrestling a career in that, like it's 10 years ago when I started dreaming about this, I thought, I really do want to make my career something I enjoy, and all the cliches have been true where you do have to just plug away. I don't know the numbers, but I'm certain if I looked back, there'd be like 1,000 videos. I made 1,000 videos before I didn't reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like that's a reflection. Like when people talk about the process to get to it being a career, it was a long winding path. And I just always hoped ultimately that I was creating a blueprint that other athletes or other content creators could see and recognize and fast track. And like, I think Jake's a good example of that. Like you got to it being your career in
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Yeah. So that's
2.5 years.
That's all. And more and more people are doing it faster now. Like I'm not the only one by a long stretch now. There's a bunch.
Oh,
and Ryan can arm wrestle, and Jake is just a 3rd place champion.
It's all about the sizzle, mate, not the steak. It's all about the sizzle.
That's right.
It's all about my interesting thing now. I remember when I first started on YouTube, and it was still a pipe dream, and you were just like, oh my god, 1,000 subscribers getting monetized is just like forever away.
Yeah.
Now some channels are just popping up and they're monetized in weeks.
Yeah.
They're shit channels, but they're still monetized.
Yeah.
Because what's happening now, there's so many arm wrestling channels happening. So it's hard to keep an eye on it all. So more copyrights just going out. Like I know.
Yeah. There's an explosion in
20s of channels that are just blatantly, okay, I'm just going to, King of the Table's on. I'm just going to, thank you. I'll steal that footage. Or they just go around the internet. Yep, I'll take that one. Chuck it on there. And we just don't have enough manpower to go, come on now.
Yeah. There's an explosion in shorts at the moment. YouTube's evolving to keep up with all of the other demands that the internet has, and its shorts are much like a TikTok reel or an Instagram reel or whatever now. And so there's channels that are exploding because of some well put together shorts that happen. Like you said, there's also, it'll bite them in the ass in the copyright sense for sure. If you are simply just reposting stuff, it'll go viral. But I've seen lots of channels. I've seen them outside of arm wrestling as well. People that had like 40, 50K subs, just all of a sudden channel gone because it was built on the back of just a straight up repost of somebody else's content as a short. So people got to be careful because they'll establish a career and think they're all good, and then the foundation will fall out from underneath of it. So you still, even though it's an ever evolving landscape, you still have to make sure you're doing it and contributing value genuinely and actually putting in the work. Because it's not as easy as it looks, for sure.
And don't get sucked into buying views and buying subscribers, especially if you're a lower channel. Just grind it out because it's worth it. I'm seeing channels now 20, 30, 40,000 subscribers. And Ryan, you and I, we're number geeks, we're data geeks and things like that. We love behind the scenes, and we almost now can just look at channels and go, oh yeah, they're bought views. Yeah, okay. You can't just go from there to that. Yeah, okay, beauty and
it's funny you say that, Jake, because you charged us to come on our first podcast, your first interview. Ryan charged us nothing.
Yeah, because he's just always trying to one up me. That's all it is. Ryan actually speaks with a German accent, but then when we first met, he's like, I like this Australian accent thing, and suddenly he's blue, you know. So you're welcome.
So.
No, to be fair, I'm sick of sucking up Blue's ass, but you know, without Blue, I wouldn't be in anywhere near as a position. Blue got on real early, like the 98% did, but Blue just had a lot more influence behind the scenes, and has just been, you know, even recently, you know, negotiating contracts mentioning my name. So it's very, very grateful, and sometimes I just get sick of sucking up to me mate Blue, but you know, sometimes you gotta also let everyone know.
Yeah. That's great.
Hence why whenever Blue has a match, I love it, because it's like, oh, who do you think's gonna win, Blue or Surab? And I sit there and I go upstairs and I kiss my wife and I kiss my daughter and my dog, and I come sit in front of the camera and I just take my bulletproof vest off and I go, Ryan Bowen will win the next match. And I just get all the bullets, everyone, and I just sit there and I pull on my sword.
Yeah,
Chuck, you pulled RVJ, didn't you, Chuck?
No.
Didn't you? Wasn't there a Chuck that pulled RVJ?
Chuck Ryder.
Chuck Ryder.
Chuck Ryder. Okay.
Chuck Ryder, yeah.
Yeah, he went up there on his own money. Went up there with $1,000.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I got my Chucks crossed. My apologies.
But
that's one thing the US do pretty well. Everyone's willing to drop stacks of cash on amateur arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 or 3 years, I'm seeing like Hobo Joe that's had 2 matches, and he's like, I'll take you on $500 and $1,000, and they're taking on someone else, and I'm just like, shit, let's go to America right now.
You guys should come here and clean house.
I want to somehow. I want to hire a private investigator to find out the next time Schoolboy is doing a can you beat this Schoolboy in New York, and I want to turn up undercover.
Yeah,
and pin the dude, and film it from a distance without him knowing I'm filming it.
That would be hilarious.
Would be
the whole grandpa thing. We'll dress you up as a grandpa like Chance and Derek have been doing.
I don't know. I wouldn't go as a grandpa. That would look too obvious. I just have to I don't know, just something. I'd dye my hair or something.
Dye your hair black or something.
Hair, put a wig on.
Look like a burnt fish finger.
That
would be hilarious. Put on a New York Yankees
on my bucket list. Yeah, that's my bucket list to wreck Schoolboy in New York.
My bucket list is to see you dye your hair black.
Yeah. Who cares if he wins or loses? I just want to see him with black hair.
I'm going to sit there because I'm going to jump off in a couple of minutes so you guys can get on with it. But I might just get on my phone and do some editing. I'm just going to colour Ryan's hair in.
Devin said mullet Bowen. I guess you have to have a mullet. Yeah.
That's too long. It takes too long to do it. I have had long hair once. When I was a teenager, just at the end of high school, I had long hair.
When you played tennis?
Almost like down to my shoulder kind of thing. It looked pretty bad.
Did you have long hair when you were playing tennis?
No, tennis was still as a teenager, so I had pretty much this haircut. But I have bleached my hair blonde as well once, and then I bleached it blonde so I could dye it bright blue. Believe it or not.
How'd that go?
Yeah, no, it burnt my scalp like crazy. I have blisters everywhere from all the bleach. But anyway,
Yeah.
no good.
Who is arm wrestling?
Jet Black Bowens.
Arm wrestling Bible wants to join the chat.
Oh, that's that Arm Wrestling Bible is the person who created the video.
Yeah, but this could be someone pretending to be arm wrestling Bible.
Yeah, okay. Oh, this is the
troll.
Oh,
it's
What's up, guys?
What a letdown.
It's the other big strong.
Fuck that guy.
Another
What
big
a
strong
letdown.
Russian guy.
I'm coming for that third place trophy.
Oh,
Cool. It's 100K. Do you know how many times I wake up a day? Oh, I'm telling you for your third
I'm the
place
guy.
trophy. Cool.
I'm the
Put up
guy.
$100,000.
Run a tournament.
No, hang on. So you want my trophy, but you want me to organise it all. Haven't been in this
Yeah.
game very long, have you?
Longer than you.
Give
How are we
us
going
a
to win
flex
this
again.
trophy if there's no way to attain it?
There, you just put up $100,000 and challenge me for it.
I mean, I'm not stupid.
All right, welcome.
yeah. Things got hostile quick.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know.
What's up, Shubich? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yourself?
Good. I'm on
Never better.
I'm on no sleep. The little one was sick all night. You know, when they're sick and you can't do anything to help them, it's awful.
Yeah. Is she still on that?
Yeah, she's still sick. She's getting it from going to, being around other little kids. But anyway,
Was there any good footage from that Dubai event?
It'll come out.
Yes.
Larry, I'm sure.
Has,
will agree.
has anyone seen the Larry versus Saban match? That's pretty good.
Freaking outstanding.
Yeah.
I think
Oleg
that's the best
Moise's
performance
Instagram
Larry
channel
got.
had it.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be.
Yeah.
That's got to. Even though it's another loss, it's got to be the best performance he's ever done. Saban is literally one of the world's best arm wrestlers. Any day of the week, he's right up there. And Saban underestimated Larry, I think, in that pool. He just kind of did his thing, and then next minute got sucked into a hook, and then was in trouble. And it was fortunate that there were elbow foul restarts for him, because if it had been running fouls, I think Larry was going to win that. And then on the restart, he took it a whole lot more seriously, had a much more bigger sense of urgency, and really drove sideways hard and got the pin before the hook was set. But I thought that was outstanding from Larry. I thought it was a big demonstration of a step forward.
Yeah, I think Larry's my main thing with Larry, and Larry's told me the same thing, is he's just had too many people with him. Too many. Like Dennis is telling him how to pull, Derek Smith, Devon, Coach Ray, you've jumped in there with him, right? You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
it's like a blessing and a curse. It's like, oh my God, you've got 20, 30 of the best in the world, or the best to ever do it, telling you how to arm wrestle. But then if Ryan's telling me to go in this spot and this person's telling me to go in this spot, me, I would just roll on the floor and cry.
yeah, too much pressure.
I think he's going to get there, though. Like if I had to bet on it, I would bet that he's going to get there. And where is there? I don't know. It's respected globally as a genuine threat at the high level. He's strong to do that to Sabine. Is very significant, and he's self-professed that he's very obsessed with working it out. I think that's the critical thing. We know he's strong. That's fine. The obsession is the thing that is the must. So if he's got the obsession genuinely, which I do believe he has, I think he'll make it, and he'll rise very quickly.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Yeah, I just So when anyone has an obsession with it, I mean, I'm sure all you guys, when you guys are training, you start being obsessed with it. You see how much everyone's improved. I know when I was training every day for it. I saw the improvement and then decided I didn't want to train anymore. So, yeah, Larry's just got that awesome base strength. He can definitely go places. I think they just need to run more tournaments, more sanctioned tournaments in Dubai.
Who is Saban going to pull now? If you guys are matchmaking, because Saban's now qualified for a King of the Table spot, who's everyone giving Saban?
Well, I wasn't too impressed with Saban. So, like, you want to say like Gennady or something like that, but I think these guys are just going to run through Saban. I wasn't like Larry's improved, but it just shows Saban's ring rust, table rust, in my opinion. So I'm a bit stuck. I would invite Derek.
Corey
Derek?
West.
Corey West.
Mhm.
We got a super.
I think Corey runs through him.
We got a super chat.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think on the same wavelength as you, as far as somebody that's up and coming in the super heavies, like a Derek or a Corey West, some big dude, maybe Nick Stone out of New York. He's a little less known, but very, very good guy.
We're on the
I don't know
dot.
who else is.
Get some more Aussies in here. Where's Lachlan and Sam?
Sam's in
Sam's
Dubai.
over there in Dubai.
Schmo says
Yeah,
these guys, non-emaciated, well-fed and conditioned Bowen is going to give Zarab a run for his money. Just saying, hashtag fuck Bowen.
Yeah. Look, I feel good. Hey, this arm wrestlers, we all like to say we're the strongest we've ever been. We all say it every time we come to a super match or a tournament. But I've never been more clear on that. I've never been more certain that that's the reality for me right now. I feel phenomenal. Like, I'm surprising myself when I go to the gym, what I can do. It's exciting. I got so stunned when I measured my arm the other day, and I've literally put on an inch on in my arm in 4 weeks. Since literally starting to bench press and all that sort of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I've been stuck at 17s for a very, 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 very long time on my right arm. 17-inch. It was 17-inch pump, and I'd get a quarter of an inch difference maybe over the course of 6 months or something. And then suddenly, bang, 18s. And I was like, wow, okay. All good. I'm feeling good. So yeah, and the biggest thing that I'm happy with is my posture. I used to be super kyphotic. All of a sudden, I'm standing tall, and my shoulders are back. And I'm not having to consciously remind myself to do that. It's just the default now where they're sitting. So this fundamental strength training in a broader body sense is having a positive response.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have a
Well,
question for you. How do you think Paul Lynn would do versus Zareb?
I think Paul would do well. I think we saw the shape that Chance Shaw used against Zareb. I think Paul Lynn can produce a pretty similar shape to Chance. So I would imagine that he'd be right there. It's one of the reasons why I feel like I'm good as well against Zareb, is that the shape needed is the shape that I'm very, very, very at home with in my own style. So I think Paul Lynn, Chance Shaw, myself, that's the style that there's always styles that amplify you a little bit better. There's no surprises why I asked for Zurab. I asked for the highest ranked dude that I think has a style that's vulnerable to mine, that has marketing value as well. There's the formula for me. Highest ranked guy with the biggest reputation that has a style that's vulnerable to mine. Zurab, perfect. Thank you. There are top rollers that are perhaps lesser on the caliber than Zurab that I'd be more scared of stylistically than Zurab. Yeah. That's the name of the game.
Styles make the match.
So Ryan, then where do you feel you're at with Paul Lynn?
There's a great example. I would be more scared of Paul Lynn than Zurab, substantially, because of Paul's style. I've wrestled Paul in 2018. He beat me comfortably in Arizona. We met in the final of a tournament there, and he had no dramas controlling my hand and wrist. At the time, his back pressure and wrist was too much for mine. So if that is still the case, I would struggle. I would anticipate against Paul. I would fight for height against him, and we would I'd probably give him the edge in back pressure, he'd probably take my wrist, and I'd have to end up with my wrist back, side pressure against his top roll, and that's probably where I see it going. And that's a friggin' hard day. That's a hard day. Where Zurab, I feel I will get my lane, he will get his lane. We both get to tee off. There's no one's going to be disconnected from power. It's just tee off on each other and see what happens. So you feel good when you get the tee off, because if you lose when you get the tee off, you still feel like I gave it my best. But if you get disengaged, you feel like a dick.
No, it'd be good. I can't wait. I think it's before. Yeah, I can't wait to watch East versus West. I'll be watching from home before I go in for surgery on the Tuesday. So I can't wait. And please, Ryan, let me have my most muggiest, up myself look on my face when I call the match. And then if you win, I'll get up and I'll start strutting live on camera. Like, yes.
It's a big one. This one, it's definitely a big opportunity. I feel like it's personally my opportunity to be, or to get the respect from the Eastern European side of the world as well. And I think that most people, whether they're the delusional fans or not, they will struggle to deny that I'm a high-ranked arm wrestler on the world stage if I beat Zero.
I just did a quick.
Yeah, I just want it for the internet. That's all. I just want you to win just so I can sit there and watch the internet for the next 48 hours. Because when you beat Bogdan, it was like tumbleweeds on the internet. It was amazing. It was so quiet. And I was like, oh, lovely. Thank you.
I just did a quick poll in the chat saying, do you like Ryan Bowen? And
Split down the middle.
split down the middle right now, 50-50.
I voted no. I voted no.
That's the way to do it. That's like me calling myself the worst arm wrestler in the world. If someone beats me, everyone's like, oh, you beat the worst arm wrestler. So it's like a win-win for me. I can't lose.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
But you lose your title then if you win. You're not allowed to win a match.
I know. I throw all my matches so I don't lose my title.
Yeah.
That's my excuse anyway.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Has anyone else got some big matches coming up? I just want to know before I jump off, but I'll stay in the chat on my phone. Or any tournaments or anything?
Yeah, TJ Foley, he's in the chat. He's throwing a tournament tomorrow that a bunch of us are going to called Ghouls Gripping and Ripping. It's a Halloween theme, and they're having a best costume, things like that. So it should be fun.
Oh, what are you going to dress up as?
I'm just going to go as myself, and when people say, what are you supposed to be? I'm just going to say pedophile.
He's the only guy.
There goes that monetization right there, ladies and
He's
gents.
the only guy I know that has the Unabomber tattooed on his hand.
That's why we have to put that disclaimer up when you join the Zoom, so that guys like Jake and Ryan, people don't associate you guys with our podcast. It might not be good for you.
That's happened to me. Like when there's been like some internet drama, like Facebook drama and things like that, because particular people watch my podcast, but they watch all the podcasts. They will like complain about me, or they'll message me and say, can you sort all this out? I'm like, I'm not your dad. Like, go away. Like, sort it out yourself. You're an adult. And if you can't, well, the internet's not for you. Maybe don't jump into arm wrestling. Yeah,
we get sucked into drama, like with like Paul Italia and Travis and stuff that it's not even like the stuff with Paul Italia. Like when that troll army was around, they made some memes of him, and he assumed that those guys were us. And I'm like, no, that we have nothing to do with them. And then he just kept accusing us publicly. So then I was like, well, screw it. Let's just start doing memes of him. And he got mad. And that's when he tried to truce us in Virginia. And then, they kind of backed out of their truce. So I made that Paul Italia cardboard cutout. and now he's at all of our tournaments. But hey, we really have no problem with him. I mean, it's just a misunderstanding, I guess, from the beginning. So, but yeah, and then with the AWU chat, those guys don't like us, and just stupid stuff. But
madness.
It is what it is.
We should get along with so much.
I agree.
It's growing, and it'll grow 10 times faster if 90% of us all get along. I understand people aren't going to get along, but now everyone's struggling with the growth of the sport, so they don't know what to do. So they throw shade. That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah.
I sometimes sit there with my popcorn and read it, although I can't help myself. Not going to lie, like my channel was like I spent almost 36 hours straight trying to make sure my channel didn't get cancelled with the whole Uncle John Javelin thing.
Oh my God.
But couldn't help myself. And every hour was like in all the forums reading about it all and like, oh, these people should die and things like that. And it's like, oh yeah, okay. Or I'd go to my hidden comments, like the ones that YouTube don't filter through. And man, geez, did they come for the jugular. They wished I got cancer like my wife. And I was like, oh, here we go. We're firing up here. I mean, people just go for the jugular. But if everyone took it easy and just enjoyed this amazing sport, I mean, it'd be 10 times as bigger.
Well, that's the thing. People complain they want the sport to grow, and those are the people that don't pay for pay-per-views or they don't, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, that's why the sport's not growing,
Yeah, but I've had sponsors wanting to get on board here in Australia, and then they'll send me screenshots. And they're like, oh, hey, we looked up arm wrestling. Like, is this what the fans are like? And it would just be like a Facebook group or a Reddit forum or one of my videos, and it was just constant barrage of like hate, and then everyone trying to outdo each other with the hate, and then they're like, yeah, no thank you, sorry mate.
A lot of people
when you come over to another sport, will jump on board.
I can't imagine like just us throwing our little tournaments and what we're doing here in the Northeast. It's almost a full-time job to find venues, find sponsors, and get everything in line. I can't imagine it actually being your full-time job. Like, I mean, it must be a lot of work.
No, I don't run tournaments. So it's easy for me, and I've got loyal people helping me out. Running, I can't imagine. Like, I love turning up to tournaments and trying to help out when I'm there.
Yeah.
But anyone that organises a tournament, I take my hat off to them because that's hard work. Like I've been in group chats when we've done super matches, Ryan, and we're getting the arm fights rolling, and even that seemed like there was a lot of
trying to set up super matches
going on.
Trying to set up super matches is the biggest headache on earth for a tournament.
It's a pain. I've stopped running amateur tournaments. There was a period of time where I was running local events, and I went to the US and did a few with Travis as well. One of the reasons I stopped doing that was I hated seeing novices break their arms against other novices. I got over that. Like, that was I got sick of calling an ambulance for novices. I just said, no, I don't want to do this novice level tournament stuff anymore. I'm done. So if the only things that I'm getting involved in is high level super matches and whatnot. Because it's painful.
One thing James Reed did, he raised the pin pad an inch for the novice division, and since then, knock on wood, there have been way less breaks.
That's good. Yeah, I can do that.
Actually made a difference, but it seems to have.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah.
And they don't even warn people if they're in a bad position. They just stop the match. As soon as they notice it, they stop the match.
We stop it immediately.
And you give one warning, the next one's a foul. The next time you just.
When I was in New York with Travis, the one where Travis pulled Saban, it was the first. I don't know if anyone of you guys happened to be there. It was the first arm wrestle of the event. Was an arm break, and it was the dude's dad who didn't even want to be competing. And his son convinced him to compete, and bang, there goes his arm. You just think, and then for the rest of the night, I was refereeing, and the rest of the night, I was like a hawk on people. As soon as they went even halfway to a dangerous position, I was I was stopping the match. I was getting in almost fights with arm wrestlers because they wanted to continue. And I'm like, no, I'm not letting you pull like that. I'm sorry, get off.
Yeah.
I warned you 3 times, you're out. They were furious. But I'm like, I'm not seeing 2 or 3 breaks tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fortunately, we haven't had an arm break yet. We did have someone who wasn't even pulling, that was just watching, have a seizure. And we had to like handle that.
Although running, what I have noticed in my short time is when new people were coming into the sport 3 years ago, it was like, teaching a baby how to breathe. They knew nothing. But now, so many people are watching YouTube for like 12 months before they even contemplate coming. So then when they do come, it's like they're a toddler walking, and they're, what used to be, they're just a little bit more advanced. So I don't want to, cause any jinxes, but I feel here in Australia, we're getting less and less arm breaks and injuries. I mean, we had over the top Ryan, and we only had one, but that was tendons, and that was just bad luck. That wasn't bad position. That was bad luck with Sarah Rodwell. And
people turn up with skill now.
Yeah, and
people turn up with skills. Yeah, they're good. Sorry, mate, you go.
No, you're right. Yeah, so it's got a more better general knowledge, so they kind of already know the bad positions of where not to be. I think where a club needs to help out is not let people have super matches on their 3rd week.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure.
They're like, oh,
will there be another over the top?
Sorry?
Yeah, there is word that there's another over the top coming. From what I'm seeing, there's the behind the scenes talk. I'm hearing the rumblings of it. Nothing official yet from the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation, but from Devon, me talking to Devon, he's like, I might be coming down in April or something next year. So that sounds good. That sounds good. And so if Devon's coming and if they put 10K on the line for top prize again, it should attract a few people. I don't know. I can see people like Gomez wanting to come and hunt Devon. If Devon's going to be here and there's $10,000 on the line, I can see Gomez just turning up, just off his own.
Are you still going to throw your hand in the ring?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I would. Okay. I would kill. I'd be like, please give me Devon opening round just for the experience of being able to pull any of those guys. Like, man, I live for opportunities to pull people better than me.
Oh, I'm having deja vu. Someone might have said that at over the top. Give me Larry first round. Just for the experience. But no, but it is true. You'd be mad not to. The only problem we did is in the overalls, we had to kick a lot of people out because we had people that weren't even winning in their own category, but they entered the overalls in hope to be drawn against Larry. And I think that would be the same. So they were just like, right, you've got a place in your category or be a,
I think that
be a
they limited it to 64 people or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And as much as I love the first over the top and thought it was amazing, I feel this next one will be like 10 times better. If they learn from the little mistakes, like first thing for me, the open category should start at about 11 a.m. our time because it started about 6 p.m. our time. Now, that was probably 3 a.m. for you guys, 6 a.m. for Europe, and no one could watch it. So what do you guys want to buy the pay-per-view? Because, so if they get the timings right and we start at like 4 a.m. and have all your categories and then the open at 10 a.m. or whatever, so then the rest of the world can watch. Yeah, it'd be mega.
Yeah.
Any word from your friend Lachlan about pulling somebody else international?
Lachlan may. There's efforts from the South African guys at the moment to tee up something in early next year. So Terence Opperman is very keen to pull.
There's some strong guys in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's that one kid. Go ahead.
Sorry, Terence has been at the pointy end of the sport at one time. Like you see him have super matches with John and things like that. So he's pedigree. and he's keen. So that's probably, if anyone, that's probably Lachlan's next opponent. But still just early days negotiation.
I think an exciting match would be Rino Masic from Croatia. If you guys are aware of him at all, he just turned 18.
Reno, the young guy.
He just
Yeah,
won the Junior World Champion.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's
Yep.
right. I
And
saw
he also
his
competed in
his
senior
numbers in the lifts. He had
he's
60
fantastic.
kilo back pressure like nothing or something like that. It was like, ooh,
Crazy.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, beast.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Oh,
a
look,
great match.
that's the beauty of arm wrestling in the stage that we're in now. I mean, we could sit here and for the next 45 hours straight and do, pick a name out of a hat and give 5 juicy meat, matchups for them. And then that would remind us of some, we started off talking about over the top, and now we're Lachlan versus South Africa and Lachlan versus Reno. And yeah, that's the beauty of the sport. So now if we can just find people with a few dollars so we can make all these matches happen, and preferably in Australia, because it takes Ryan and I forever to fly anywhere. It takes me like 3 hours to fly to Ryan.
There's so many monsters out there that fly under the radar because maybe they don't post on social media or whatever, and then you go to a tournament and you see some guy that you've never heard of just go through everybody, and it's like that's the excitement for me anyway, to see like someone or like a new guy come to practice and he's just killing people on day one. Like that's exciting to me to see
somebody unknown, somebody who just comes out literally like out of the woods type of deal and says, "I'm here."
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Should do an Uncut Gems show every week, Ryan.
Ooh,
and have one of these people on.
Yeah. You want to be the first guest?
Oh,
I'm more like a spoiled egg. Like you know what, man. I'm bad for business.
So, I as much of as Mount Everest as Zarab may seem to some for you, Bowen, do you have anything else in your sights beyond him?
Oh man, well I'm
Lavard.
I'm a lifer.
He just texted me. Don't show him this.
All right. That is the perfect question for the Delusional Ryan Bowen series. Like that's the stuff. Questions like that is where I can't not tell the truth. And this is where I get so well done. The Delusional Ryan Bowen will be happy with you for asking that question. Yeah, of course. I intend on surpassing Zurab. Like that's like I say, I'm a lifer. And when I say I'm a lifer, I want to become the best arm wrestler that I can possibly become. And it's my hope that is something above the current level that I'm at and above even Zurab's level as well. As much as he is a bigger, better arm wrestler than I am in terms of reputation and results, I'm always looking past it. Like I don't know. That's just the way I roll. Is that even if I lose, I still feel like, yeah, that's cool. Long term, like I just genuinely get more excited by what I can achieve in 5 years than I can this year. Like this year is boring to me compared to what I can be in 5 years. That's what drives me. And then if I say 10, I'm like, oh yeah, actually I'm still young enough that 10 years I think I'll be better than what I will be in 5. So yeah, I look a long way past Zurab in my head. I don't mean it as an insult to Zurab. I don't mean it as an insult to anyone. Like I said, he's above me. And he deserves to be, and I'll respect that. But within myself, I look forward a long way for sure.
So with that being the case, I'll play devil's advocate. You take on Zurab, you are victorious. Who's next? Who comes after?
Look on the stage. I'll probably say Chance Shaw. Look, we got to sort this out. There's too many people. So Chance Shaw, where you at? RVJ needs to happen too. I know RVJ was meant to pull bloody Zurab. He gave it up for whatever reason. I'm unaware. If I beat Zurab, man, that RVJ match is getting like real need to happen.
There you go. Okay.
RVJ's too busy making donuts.
Yeah.
Making a killing.
He really is.
It's smart for him to do that. If
Got the whole
John was
family,
making
like, in
as
a
much money as
production.
he would.
He's got the whole family in like a production line making donuts. That's awesome.
I do feel like I've said it before that the RVJ match is inevitable. Like I just feel that in my my soul, that someday that match will happen, and it will be a big match when it happens. There's just been too much long-term story there, too much long-term tension between us, and the fans have ridden the waves of excitement to find out, and then the disappointment that it never was going to come about. We've had that almost twice. So it'll happen someday. It'll happen, and yeah, it'll be glorious.
And then you'll end up looking like Randy Marsh off South Park, I think, once you finally have that match. He's got all the splurge all over the walls and everything because you'll just be so excited.
Oh, no, that's ghost cytoplasm.
Yeah.
You know what we were thinking of doing? We were going to invite Ryan on, Paul Lynn and Neil and Coach Ray, and then when you just not tell you guys about it, and when you all get on here, we were just going to be like, "Welcome to the Fix," and steal your podcast.
More so like the broken fix if you're running your
I
show.
don't know if we could have pulled it off though.
Funny. Hey, you got a massive super chat in Marcus Thompson, the man.
Oh, Marcus.
Yes. If
This
Marcus
guy.
is supporting you, that you're very, very lucky.
I had to
Very
super
lucky.
chat the usual toll fee given my main man on Jake, official MC of Arm Gods. Ryan. Oh, hold on, it scrolled up. Ryan, we need you over next year to pull.
Yeah, man, I'm keen.
Marcus
I
is
would love to
starting his
support that.
own promotion company, Arm Gods.
And if it's Marcus Thompson backing something, you can guarantee it's gonna be polished and it's gonna be done well. So that's exciting.
There's a great group of guys that follow us, follow you guys, that follow everybody, and they come on here and they super chat the hell out of us, and they're super supportive. And I love that they bounce around, but they're supportive of all of us together, which is great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
very,
amazing.
yeah, very appreciative. I'm going to jump off, guys. I told my wife I'd be on for 10 minutes. It's been an hour. So she had surgery 2 days ago.
Thanks for hopping on.
That's how addicted I am. I absolutely love
With pleasure.
you all. Ryan,
We wanted
speak
Ryan to
you.
feel at home here, so we thought
Yeah.
we're
Feel
going to have
homesick.
on to Jake.
The only thing I can finish off with saying is, Chuck, I absolutely love the term super match. I'll see you, buddy.
Oh,
Fuck
guy.
that guy.
Yeah, you don't like it. You one of those anti-super match guys. You want to call it a challenge match or something?
Well, no, I mean, like, I have a different, I guess, look at it. As far as calling it a super match, challenge match, I think it should have evolved to an actual description of the guys in the match. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can take 2 guys that are known and put it anywhere in the world, or even anywhere in the United States, and sell it, and it's the reason people showed up, it's a super match.
Yeah, well, for me, my honest thing, I don't really care which way it goes, but my genuine honest truth is that since I've been following the sport since 2013, I right from the beginning, as a nobody, just an observer, I made the assumption, and it seemed like that was what was collectively going on, that a super match just meant a multiple round match with anyone. Like my grandmother and I could have a super match. And so that I've always that's all it's been to me. To me, just super match just means multiple rounds.
But
Nothing
I
more.
just think like with the way the sport's evolving, something like that should evolve too. But right along.
Well, like for me, what you do? Are you happy with saying, look, we have elites? Here's an elite super match: Dave Chafee against Vitaly Letin. Here's a novice super chat. Here's a novice super match. My grandmother against my uncle, or whatever.
Call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So we're gonna tag on an elite super match to satiate that though. Like, I mean,
well, I don't think you necessarily have to. That's sort of just mean how you can describe it when you're
no, I
talking
know.
to your mate.
It's this day of titles and labels, right? Like,
Yeah, we all know whether it's elite or not. Well, some people don't know, but we know. Those who know the sport know.
The 2 guys
This one.
pulling never know.
that's true.
Well, right,
But yeah,
I absolutely appreciate you coming on here and, and
oh man.
spending some time with us. I know it's hard, it's probably hard with the time difference and stuff.
No, it's easy. It's 11:20 a.m. for me right now. This
Oh,
is
really?
super easy. Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake's always like, I love that you guys do it Friday night because it's like Saturday morning for me, so I can hop on and.
Yeah, you guys are keeping me from mowing the grass in the hot sun. So I'm happy to be in here instead of mowing the grass.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So what's next for you? As far not even arm wrestling, or not matches, but what's next for you? Like as far as behind the scenes stuff, you making this your career? Do you have like some things planned?
Yeah. There is, yeah. 2023 is a big year for me in that respect. I'm in the middle of negotiations with the King of the Table to work with them and just
Nice.
and help to continue to bring the sport as presented as well as we possibly can. We had some pretty good successes at King of the Table 5 in the back end sort of thing, whether it was not just my commentary, but the way we organized and ran pre-shows and things like that. We'd like to present the sport more like every other sport,
Yeah.
and raise the bar in that professional sense. So I'd like to be part of that, and so sort of there's movement in that front. So that'll be cool, but there's always just trying to grow, just trying to grow the sport. Yeah, just trying to grow, just trying to make more money so more arm wrestlers can make more money.
Right.
Sounds similar to what Artem's doing lately with Engen, just like helping out the interviews and the pre-show kind of things,
Yeah.
all the other coverage that comes before the actual main event.
Well, I feel like people have asked me the question over the last sort of 6 months, where I see myself in the sport when it comes to the growth of it, and if I audit the entire sport, I think one of the areas that can be improved on most is just the media coverage of the sport. That we don't have a very professional media coverage of the sport comparative to other sports. We don't. We're getting better at it, but we still suck really. As our match presentation is going up, like East vs West and King of the Table are our lead two promotions at the moment in terms of quality of production. Let's say that they're 80% of the way there on how good a production can look for the match itself.
Yeah.
I think they're about 5% there on how well they build up that event in terms of a media sense. So I feel like that's where I can play a big role in helping organize and helping structure and bring like if you think about, I don't know, any other sport, go Super Bowl Sunday or whatever, like when does the coverage start for Super Bowl Sunday? You guys I'm sure know, early in the morning, I imagine.
Yeah, right.
And it's going all day and it's really well done and it builds hype all day. And when you're having a barbecue with your mates and you've just got the television on in the background, and that emotional anticipation is building all the way to the kickoff. That's what we want for the sport. We want to have media coverage like that as well, that you're just excited by the time it gets there. And so you just giving the fans what they've come to expect from every other sport.
We need it, not only for the fans, but also like you tell someone you arm wrestle and they're like, what? You know what I mean? Like they're like, that's a sport? Like it's not out there enough that the average person knows how big it is.
Like yeah, if you meet someone and you say to them that you arm wrestle, what do you currently show them?
Right.
What do you currently show them of
on
yourself? It's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to show yourself in any light that doesn't look like a dodgy friggin' weird friggin' backyard thing. Yeah.
That's why
it's hard.
like we've like we're taking steps to up our production so that we have better production value at our tournaments. Because like when I'm looking for a new venue, I can't show them some dodgy video of like in a bar having, you know what I mean? Like, so when we do have it at better venues, I'm trying to get like better footage, this and that, so that when I do go to a new venue, I can say, look, here's a video or some sort of presentation, so that they'll be more willing to work with us to have it at their venue.
I know through networks that I've endeavored to reach out through in the business world, I've had conversations with an Asia Pacific representative for Monster Energy, which is a big company, and the conversation basically went along the lines of, look, your numbers that the sport are producing are sufficient that we would be interested. However, your presentation is not.
Right. I think I had a similar conversation.
And they said to me, yeah, they said to me, come back when the sport is at this level of presentation, and yeah, we'll get involved. But we need better than what it currently is.
You would think having someone named Monster Michael Todd, they'd be able to get Monster Energy,
Yeah.
but nope.
Yeah, that's it. But nope, it's not good enough. And
It's funny because I had a similar conversation with them about sponsoring, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't really there's nothing we can work with that at this time." I was like, "Oh, all right."
yeah,
Well, they did sponsor Wall for what, 2 years? Was it 2 years?
yeah, but what WAL, they were an example of a level good enough. Their production was, I think their digital production was the best that we've seen in the sport.
Yeah.
For an ongoing league. Yeah, they struggled in other respects, like the cost. I remember at the WAL I was at, I asked, what does this roughly cost? And he said, Steve said to me, roughly $250,000. This event right here.
And you're not making that back, right?
Yeah, so it's a big expense to get it to that production level. And I remember talking to the cameraman, or one of the camera crew there, and he's like, this camera itself here is worth $120K, just this camera.
Right.
And you're like, oh, wait,
my
and
God.
there's six of them in the room, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
So
the tough part is
hard.
you put a lot of money into it, and to get to that level, at least at first, you're not going to get that money back.
Oh no, yeah,
It's going to be a while till. That's the hard
so
part.
we've got the fortunate thing is we've got a whole bunch of people in the arm wrestling world that are passionately willing to volunteer their time relative to what it would be to hire. And so collectively, we actually are growing, and we're getting closer to the standards required. And the more fans we have, the faster it's going to grow. I'm hopeful that it will be a cascading sort of thing. It'll pick up momentum. And like if you talk to Core Sports and they reflect on the growth of numbers through their pay-per-views of both East vs West and King of the Table, they're very optimistic that it's growing really, really well. When they compare it to the stats that Strongman went through, that MMA went through, they say all the key indicators are on the right path, that the sport is headed in the right direction. So I think we'll get there. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah. Hopefully more people will support things like that. Like, I always get the pay-per-view whether I'm interested in the matches or not, just because it supports the sport,
Yeah.
Because I mean, if they take a huge loss, they're going to stop doing what they're doing. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, we don't want the King of the Tables and the East vs West to stop, because they will. Like you said, they will. You get lazy, and if the fans die off, then yeah, Engen's we've seen it with him personally. He's floated on the idea of stopping many times. Thankfully, he's still going, because what he's done is amazing. Yeah.
Like WAL, for instance. Like, how long can you keep it that? Like, you're putting $250,000 into it, and you're not making a fraction of that back. How long can you really sustain that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because what were they charging, $1.99 or something like that when it was on Bleacher Report?
Yeah, I don't think the WAL pay-per-view was its biggest revenue form. It was those contracts with Monster Energy and the big sponsors. But in order to satisfy those sponsors, they needed the viewership to be big numbers. So it was a different model than the pay-per-view model. And that was before the COVID era hit and forced everything to go internet based. So they were still doing deals with bigger companies on bigger networks and that as well. So times have changed. I don't know. WAL still alive in some degree. Like, there's a pulse somewhere, but I don't know if it's ever going to come back. Hey, I don't know.
James Reed and Michelle Dugan say that it is, because they talk to Steve a lot, and a lot of tournaments that James throws, WAL has allowed him to, like, throw the WAL, sign on there and approval. So it may come back, but like I said, I mean, they got to find a way to make money in order to.
I think I've seen it a couple of times. The question is, though, is there room for another one? You know, with East versus
Yeah,
West,
there is.
King of the
Oh, yeah,
Table.
there is.
Is there enough athletes though for all of it?
Yeah, for sure. I
And
mean,
that's a
the
tough
one
one
thing
because
about
East versus West
WAL,
is the new World Arm Wrestling League.
the,
Now,
the,
if they
the,
made
the tough thing-
that, but with
the
the
tough
tournament format, that'd be fantastic.
the tough thing about WAL that they would have to evolve now is contracts. Before COVID, when WAL was king, Michael Todd, Devin Larratt, Matt Mast, these guys were all on multiple year contracts. I think Michael and Devin were on a 5-year contract from like 2016 or something onwards. They only ended like mid-COVID, did their contracts run out. You will never see an athlete sign a 5-year contract again in an arm wrestling league. Not a chance in hell. They won't even sign a 1-year contract because they've all proven now that event-based contracts is the only thing that they're willing to do, and that's all they need to do, and they can make good money doing it. So WAL would need to. That presents a problem for them because they're in the business of selling a guaranteed long-term commitment to a big company like Monster Energy. And if they can't guarantee they've got Devin Larratt for 3 years and that's the only league he's going to pull for 3 years, then they can't be certain that everyone's going to watch and subsequently Monster Energy is not going to buy. So they have to evolve completely. Could they do it? I think they could. They've got the network and the resources behind them to do it. And as for would there be enough room for another league? There's a lot of arm wrestlers chomping at the bit that would want to have a go. Like, I mean, who I don't. There's no way anyone would deny it. I think if they offered the money was there and the matches were there, you'd see everyone be keen.
What's up, Danielle?
Hey, how's it going, good people?
What's up?
Going on?
Ryan,
People
howdy.
thought you were
Yeah, that was the first time we've chatted.
thought you were Devin for a minute.
I am actually in Canada, so
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, you went to that
you know,
tournament up there,
it's
right?
a vibe when you're in
I
Canada.
thought you were Evgeny Prudnik for a moment.
We're saving Devin Larratt.
It's
Yeah.
Devin with no balls.
I'm
Gotta say.
undercover. We're gonna save him.
Gotta say, Evgeny Prudnik is highly entertaining at the moment.
Oh
He
my God.
is crushing it.
There he is.
And
Funny shit.
Engen just made I drove from Milwaukee to Wisconsin to Napanee for the Ontario for this Freedom Pull event tomorrow because that sounded really fun. But I was watching YouTube on the way because what are you gonna kill 12 hours doing? And that Engen video had me rolling.
Yeah. Blink 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh.
When that match happens, it'll be fantastic. And Evgeny to me is an example. We've talked about making careers and all that sort of stuff. Evgeny and Hermes are making great steps forward for establishing their own footprint in the social scene. Highly entertaining, and that is the model that works currently. If as an individual, if you want to make a career, that's the path that's there. Devin's obviously the king of that. Now these guys are catching up, and I love that they're out trolling Devin at the moment. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah. I want to see what he retaliates with.
Yeah, he's
It's
got
nice,
his
though.
back against the wall.
Yeah, he
When
does.
people that are actually good at arm wrestling also turn out to have fun personalities, like that's such a winning combo.
Yeah.
Like Alex Kadecha, like he seems like such a cool guy. Evgeny's proving that too. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I like seeing Hermes poke at Dave Chafee. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ryan? That matchup?
Oh, that match. Oh, I'm going Dave. I think Dave 3-2 with the flop press in the 5th. I think Dave wins the opening 2 rounds. His hand gets gassed, and Hermes takes the next 2. And then the 5th round, once there's bullets in the back pressure of Hermes, then Dave in that newfound flop press just comes straight out the gate and gets it 3-2.
Nice.
I feel like that's a fair prediction. I think.
Yeah. We got to go with Dave because he's local to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fortunate here in where we live. We have our area is very saturated with top level arm wrestlers, which is great.
Yeah.
So we run into these guys a lot. Just at
Which state is the top ranked state in the USA? If you took the best 5 arm wrestlers from every state, which state wins?
Pennsylvania.
You're not just saying that because, or is it true? I mean, Dave is.
I mean,
Dave's
Dave's here. Paul Lynn.
What do you think about California though?
Who's number one in
California? Is huge though. That's the entire side of the
That'd
country.
be rough. California would be rough.
Yeah, California's up there too. There's a lot of
Who's number one in California? Who's number one in California? They're losing to Dave, whoever they are.
That's Derek, right?
Nelson, Derek, yeah.
Dave.
Derek
Nelson.
Nelson.
They
They lose to Dave.
And then you got
Derek won that King of California, Derek did. So he's losing to Dave.
And
Anyone
Brett?
to match up with Dave though is going to be tough to.
But so the depth of give me the next 4 of Pennsylvania.
Paul Lynn.
You got Paul Lynn at number 2.
Paul Talbot as well.
Talbot.
Okay, Paul
Anthony
Talbot,
Snook.
that's solid.
Sam
If you're aware
Harris.
of Anthony Snook,
Yes, Snook.
Sam Harris.
Oh, and Sam Harris too. Okay, that's a solid team. That's a solid team. But it's not unbeatable. Like
It's
California.
No,
Those last 3 names are definitely beatable names if there's California's got some depth. If we're saying any weight category, just your best 5 pullers, then they're beatable.
yeah. But it's fun.
there's also
Does anyone-
people in Pennsylvania that Pennsylvania doesn't really claim, but they still live there or around there, like those Georgian kids.
Yeah,
But anywhere the Georgians go,
Yeah.
the Georgians are fast and strong. Like Zaza.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
But isn't Zaza in New York
There's up
though?
there.
Yeah, he's in New York.
New
He
York.
is New York.
Yeah.
And that one guy that Poland's going to be pulling actually pulled at Keystone. So what was it, 2 years in a row, or was it just the 1 year? Emeda? No, it was Irakli.
No,
Irakli.
the other dude, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, not last year, but the year before.
Yeah.
And
And
actually,
I
him
think
and
Irakli won that event, but
and
it was
Paul
hard
on the
fought
table.
between him and Alcester.
So
him and Paul
Ryan,
on the table after pulling a little bit too.
when are you coming to the States, Ryan?
Man, when you guys let me in, I don't think. Do you get political on this channel because your
You gotta-
president still won't let my type in?
We figured we'll sneak you in through Canada.
Yeah,
I'm unvaccinated. I'm happily unvaccinated, so I'm not allowed in.
I know.
I saw a redheaded running down the street a little while ago.
That sucks though.
Like Canada's letting people in first. Like I thought we were the land of the free.
All you have to do is go to
So
Mexico.
you say Canada is or isn't?
I'm not vaccinated. I just went right through customs. They didn't check
Oh, they
anymore.
don't check it? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm only gonna
That's
be able to
good.
get home.
There we go. I
Watch
might come to Canada then. I might come to Canada because
Watch
I'm
out,
really
you won't
keen
be
to
able
come
to
to
get
North
out.
America. I'm overdue to come to North America. I desperately want to go to North America again. But like I said, USA is not letting me in still. So, but if Canada is, then yeah, I might make my way up there soon.
Yeah.
We love that.
Well, we don't know. Danielle might not be able to get out of Canada. They might keep her up here, right?
Gotta be stuck in Canada.
I'll just be stuck here and arm wrestle.
I've had friends who've gone up there and they let them in, and then it took 2 weeks for them to get out. They
That's
held them for like 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
That would suck.
Good thing I
Sounds
can
like
work
his
remotely.
wrestling story.
Devin probably knows some trail you can walk down, and all of a sudden you're in the United
Yeah.
States.
If I went to Canada, I'd give Evan Burgoyne the rematch he's been dreaming of, and it'd only be worse for him. It'd be so bad.
Oh, you gotta come do that now. I there'd be some mad shit talk build up to an event like that. I think
It would be
that's
fun.
gotta happen. Yeah.
Evan and I would be
Enough
fun.
draw. I think enough Americans will come up too.
We got to get Ryan to Winter Blast.
Yeah. Oh.
That's our.
They'll probably do. I imagine the bottom 8 will probably bounce back at some point too. That was still one of the most enjoyable events I've been part of.
Yeah, those were fun to watch too.
Yeah.
Grondin, what do you
Winter
think
Blast
about
was fucking
Bowen
amazing.
versus Merlot?
Owen versus Merlot. Wow.
Yeah,
It's a good match. Jason's a bad dude, man. He's yeah. I've met Jason once when I was there to pull when I was doing those tournaments with Travis, and I was pulling Dan Mosier, and I was only 3 days out from pulling Dan Mosier, so Jason and I didn't pull hard, but just gripping up with him at center table, I felt like, oh man, this feels horrible. Like he's got a style that's real nasty. When we talk about styles that I fear, he's got a style I fear. I'm like, oh, I got to deal with that. Okay. Like he's going to disengage you. He's not a dude where you can be certain you're going to be in your lane. So either you beat him or you get disengaged and you look real bad. So Jason's a scary
So
man.
there's interest.
You know what?
Yeah, there is.
You know what
They're working
interested
for you.
me was when Devin was just here doing a seminar up in New Jersey, and Artem was there, and Artem, he's beefier than usual right now. So he was fresh, and as soon as Merlot showed up, he's like, no one's pulling Merlot till I pull him lefty. So they gripped up first, left against left, and Artem did not even move him.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Artem's been on a tear lately. And I was like, oh man, that says a lot right there. And then literally, 2 weeks later, Artem got a win on Paul Talbot.
Yep.
I was like, man, that's that. I mean, obviously that doesn't speak volumes, but everybody around here wants to see Merlot and Talbot pull, but neither of them want to pull each other anymore because Merlot pointed at him after a tournament, and Paul got offended, and there's some stuff like that. So
It
now
was actually right after Winter Blast.
I'm not
too.
pulling him then. So we lose out,
I am really excited to see Paul Lynn versus Pablo Durbanyev in December at the Monster Factory.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Super
good.
stoked for that.
That's gonna be a real good one.
Yeah. I got Paul on that, but again, he's our local hero.
I'll tell you what I'm really
too.
looking forward to. Seeing Paul in Istanbul in 2 weeks' time and doing some after pulling with him. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Let us know how that goes.
Oh, I will. Oh, don't worry, I'll film it. I will film it. We'll after pull for sure.
Hell yeah.
Especially if you beat him. Definitely let us know how that goes.
I got a new series that I call Steaming Eggs. I don't know if you saw the first Steaming Eggs episode, but I'm going to do that. That's going to be my little show that I take on the road everywhere. I'm going to group everyone in an after-pull sense and do a Steaming Eggs episode. So, Paul,
We have a guy that does that, but not for media content. David Shell. He'll just hold people for 30 minutes and just fire people out the end of practice.
I love that form of pulling. I love it. It's really beneficial. But
Ryan, I do it
like 70 years old.
Because of you for a year and a half or whenever it was you started making those videos with Jordan, because it immediately makes you feel better, and I also feel like it immediately starts creating an instinct for moving when you feel tired in a match that stopped, and then when that happens to you feel like you know where to move because of that freaking drill. It's great.
Hold on, that's exactly the
year and a half
reason
or whenever it was you started making those.
Oh, we got an amateur.
Nope.
Ron,
I hope he's got the green hoodie on.
John's got to mute YouTube.
I do.
He does.
Yeah, Danielle,
Camera, mute. What is this?
Somebody ripped that guy's necklace off.
Don't worry about me. Continue.
Did you see the video, Ryan, of we had Devin rip his necklace off? Ron the Don.
No, I didn't.
Ron the Don has a thing where he rips his necklace off on lives. He did it on Evan Burgoyne and some other ones. So when Devin was up here, I was like, hey, Devin, can you rip this guy's necklace off? And he's like, no, why would I do that? And I'm like, no, listen, this is his thing. And he was like, all right, absolutely. And he made a video of him ripping his necklace right off him. It was great.
Let's go. I love branding and marketing on random stuff like that. I think it's one of the coolest things that the internet does is that you can make random nonsense super famous, and it actually can be such a cool signature for you for someone. So
you become like a mini superstar.
Yeah. You see, some shit goes viral, like big time viral. That's the most basic stuff, but because they do it with consistency, and they do it, and they have a funny look on their face every time they do it, it just takes hold.
Like TikTok. Some of the shit that goes viral drives me nuts. I'm like, how did that go viral? And then you see another video that's amazing and it didn't go viral, and I'm like, man.
Ryan, how do you create the bands again? That was beautiful.
How do I create the what?
Well, Ryan, you had that video that went viral with you with all of the
rubber bands. Listen, I didn't mean.
Oh yeah, sorry, Grondin.
For that to go viral. I just made it, and Devin shared it, and then Levon shared it, and that's what made it kind of go viral because of those two. But I didn't, when I made it, I just did it.
What happens though? When
Yeah,
you set it up there,
you should repeat that. You should repeat that. You should like you could have you could create a TikTok or a reel series or like something that would blow you up if you just gave your 30-second opinion on anything whilst doing that every time. That'd blow up.
It would.
Once you find a formula,
Yeah.
once you find a formula that goes viral, is the new model for success on the internet. It used to be the case that you had to have followers. You don't need followers anymore. You can have 0 followers and you can go viral day one.
Yeah.
If your content creative is good, that is an example of a good creative. I would put money on it. Test this out for me. I'll bet you $20. I'll send you $20 if it fails. Recreate that.
Yeah.
Recreate that here we go. Recreate that whilst giving a prediction about Devin Larratt v. Prudnick, and I'll bet you get 100K views on it in a week.
You're probably right.
100K views in a week.
I wouldn't even
Easy.
take that bet because I think you're right.
Exactly. So do it. So
Just
do it. And like, that's
a couple
For the sake of it, and split the money.
you can't lose.
I'll give
There's
you.
no drawback.
What Ryan's not telling us, either Ryan is telling us, is they have a little contract saying that he's going to give him some of the profits afterwards.
but legit. Like
Yeah,
I gotta be upfront with you guys. I've helped a lot of content creators in the last 12 months. There's the season right now. It's easier to make money on the internet through viral content than it's ever been before. Case in point, Facebook pages right now, you don't need to be the famous person. Everything can go viral and you can get paid for it. You get about $1 per 1,000 views, US. And there's nothing stopping any of you guys having a page.
Yeah, you're right.
Literally, like it could be a career in 3 months' time if you actually did it. Do it, Grundon. Damn it, I want that video out by tomorrow morning.
I'll see what I can do. I'd have to wait till after the weekend. I got a tournament tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey Chuck,
Okay.
is that upcoming tournament on November 12th? Is that the 3 elimination one?
Yeah, it's a
The
triple
3-0.
double.
Triple double. Yep.
The triple
Triple
double.
double. The pro classes are going to be triple elimination, where the amateur classes are going to be just double elimination.
Okay. How's the turnout looking out so far? Is there a flyer anywhere on Facebook?
Yeah, there's a event page. There's like
After TJ's tournament tomorrow, I'm going to promote the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Just
Makes
with-
sense.
I try to do them in order so that I don't like.
I actually got Ryan's signature on this East vs. West shirt here.
Heyo.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Man, our hoodies are cool.
NBD.
Ryan, what's going on with Jordan Davis?
Jordan, I couldn't tell you right now. I haven't seen the dude in ages. I think he's. I hate to say it, but I think he's taking a break. I think he's just chilling at the moment. Yeah. Arm wrestling is one of those sports where you can't truly ever disappear from it. You come back. Jordan's been too much an integral part of the sport here in Australia for the last 8 years. I think he's 8.5 years in the sport now. So, yeah, I think he's just for the last sort of 3 months he's decided that the rest of this year was just going to have a rest. But I anticipate that next year we'll see Jordan back in the mix and chasing goals once again.
Nice.
I
Ask
met
me what it's like to have healthy arms again. I think I've forgotten what that feels like.
I met him.
So what did you say, Chuck?
I met him. He stayed with Storm Chelino back in 17 after the wall event. Yeah, so he actually came to.
Oh yeah, we forgot Storm Chelino in Pennsylvania too.
But I actually met him then. Great.
Yeah, he's a real nice dude. Jordan's a real nice dude. Very talented arm wrestler. He to me, he's my personal best example of someone that you can go from incredibly skinny and weak to someone very significant. When I met Jordan, he was 17 years old. He looked like a twig. He was genuinely a twig. He famously will say that he could reach his index finger and thumb around his forearm at the base.
Yeah.
When he's got long hands, so that helps. But still,
He has to reach
that was true. Yeah, Jordan, and then he became one of Australia's best arm wrestlers. Yeah, I think he's a killer. He'll be back.
Here's another. All you Australians like I've talked to you, Lachlan, Jake. You guys all respond when people like ask a question. Like I'm a nobody, but if I send a message and like, hey, and ask a question, you guys all respond really quickly. Pullers that do not do that.
You're one of the good ones, Ryan. I do apologize to everyone else out there. There's plenty I don't respond to. I'll get messages from someone that I don't know. Like I'll get video calls from someone that I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never spoken to them in my life, and
that's awkward.
they get upset at me. Then they'll send me messages afterwards saying, "Why the hell didn't you answer?" So I like it's
when people
I can't imagine
when people send me the video chat, I answer it in the shower and then they never call again.
So yeah, it's that the internet's a weird space. As your social media following gets bigger, that scales proportionately. And like I can't imagine what it would be like to be like someone like Larry Wheels or something like that. The amount of DMs to his social accounts that he get. But you try to filter.
I've gotten those random video chats in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like people have no concept of like, hey, it's not an appropriate time to call.
I think people can start to feel a misguided sense of ownership of your time when, like, I've seen you, Ryan, talk for hundreds of hours, and like you said, we've never talked before in person, so that people feel like, well, he's my friend, I know him now. You're like, wait, I've never met you before in my life. You're a stranger. What the hell,
Yeah, the internet is cool in the sense that, like, I feel like I know you, Danielle, very well, despite we've never spoken before. But it's so cool that people from within the sport, from the other side of the world, you can have that sense.
It is cool.
That is one of the coolest things. You watch, even me and Chuck will be friends by the end of this show.
How's he doing, Chuck? How's it coming along, Chuck?
He's all right.
He's all right. I knew you'd win his heart over.
The camaraderie in the sport is second to none, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of different.
To really go back to his first question, he asked me if I ever bet real money against him. I did, Ryan. I did.
Which match?
Now he's homeless.
The Justin Bishop match.
Oh, well, there you go. You would have been happy. He cleaned me up.
Oh, and I also made money on you on a match too. Now that you mentioned that match.
Oh,
Chris Godwin.
Which one?
Chris Godwin.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
That was a no-brainer.
Like,
I hate this guy, but I'm voting for him because
there's some easy cash to be made.
Gotta make money.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But
yeah, betting in arm wrestling is interesting. I've bet on a few matches via Devin's arm bet.
Yeah.
It's fairly like it's still such a weird inner circle thing that it's pretty easy to get it right. Like there's some matches that you're like, oh, that one's 50-50. That one's too close, I'm not betting. But then you see some matches that you're like, oh no, I know that I can bet on that one. It's good.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because my money's on Zurab. So
yeah.
Oh,
I left myself open there. We'll play.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you guys think about Mindaugas versus Justin Bishop?
oh yeah.
You
Who would you bet
know,
on
for
that
me,
one?
like I struggle to bet with Justin because I've seen two very different sides of Justin. I've seen the Justin that beat Giannis in the UAL, like early day, and beating Giannis in the UAL was huge. That was a breakout moment for Justin. I've seen Justin do so well in North America, but then I've personally been in the room and watched Justin get smacked in Moldova. And I'm like, by people that you think he was going to be well ahead of. and so it makes me think about the value of experience in European arm wrestling conditions, and I don't think Justin has much of that yet. If it was American soil, I'd be betting Justin, but in Istanbul, I'm betting on Mindaugas. Even though I'm certain Justin's strong enough to win, I don't know. I'm spooked by his lack of experience under refereeing conditions in Europe.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, Douglas has been active as hell everywhere. Armwars most recently, always at the Worlds. I don't know. But Mindaugas is fairly like light, right? He's like 20 pounds behind Justin or 15.
I think so. Yeah. He's a slight guy. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually the corner man for Mindaugas for that match.
Interesting.
Sorry, Justin.
Okay.
And Justin's gone pretty quiet here as far as on the internet too. So I think he's training. He's taking it serious. You know, he's definitely taking it serious.
Justin's a beast. When like Justin can step back in at any point, and you know that he's going to bring a lot of strength. He's a strong dude. He's passionate about his work ethic. So you know he'll turn up. It's just that I can see him losing his wrist and having to go sideways without his wrist, and that I don't know that he can do that 3 times against Mindaugas. He might get close, but I don't know that he can do it. And I'm concerned. I don't think he can take the wrist off Mindaugas. So
he's a character on TikTok. Have you seen?
Oh yeah, he blows up.
Oh my god, it's funny.
I think we see that with a lot of Americans that go over and pulling like European style at first. I think there's an adjustment period there.
Well, you know, you're 100% correct. I spoke to Sam Burnett. You guys know Sam.
Yeah.
Sam is in Dubai right now. He went over there with really high expectations of his own performance, and he went out 0-2. Boom. First match he had Svetan Gashevsky, so tough opening match. But I was chatting to him, and I said, "Look, dude, don't let this get you down." I said, "It's not a strength thing. It's an experience thing, and you're facing guys that know how to direct their strength to the most critical moment in that very first setup and that very first initiation." And I said, you're chasing your tail until you develop the experience. I know how strong Sam is. When I just grip up with Sam and we go into powerful lanes, he's a friggin' beast. And I'm like, trust that it's not strength, it's experience. You did well. You got to gather these things, and it takes time to know how to deal with it, for sure.
Everybody there lost to the most experienced guy in Svetan.
Yeah. Svetan, a lot of people consider him the greatest top roller technically there's ever been. I've heard that said by multiple people. I haven't seen a lot of Svetan's matches, but the ones that I have, you go, oh yeah, look at that. He really moves efficiently, and he's obviously strong. You watch him pull John on pulls, and you're like, wow, the amount that he could redline John back in the day was phenomenal.
Sir Fatty said, Ryan Bowen, how do you think the Europeans would fare in a setup like in North America?
How would my opinions what?
How would the Europeans fare in a setup like we
They
do?
suck. They suck.
Yeah.
It's we don't see it as often. Look, Matt Mask beating Hermes is a great example.
Yeah.
And
He looked
when I say they
honestly. Yeah.
When I say they suck, this is no offense to anyone, but it is hard when you're unfamiliar with the conditions of starts. And it goes both ways. It's just that I think we've seen more of the North Americans traveling to Europe and losing than we have the other way. I think that there are always exceptions to the rule. People will come across and do well regardless, but I've experienced it. I'm so much more comfortable starting in a North American tournament than I am in a European one, and simply because if you look at how many starts I've had probably near 1,000 ready goes under American style, and I've had 25 in European style.
Yeah.
So So it's hard to cross that divide, regardless of which way you're going.
When you
And-
get used to being able to advocate for yourself in the setup, it's really hard to change.
Yeah. The people who have done it well, like Travis Bajent's a great example of he did well in Europe. And you say, why did he do well in Europe? He was such a big personality that he was able to turn the European referees into American referees. That he intimidated them so much in terms of controlling the whole mood that he could still do what he did. But if the referee is telling you to be quiet and you're not moving and you're unsure that if you're going to get fouled before for movement in a ref script or something like that, you become a shadow of yourself, and you not only don't know which way your opponent's going off the start, you don't know where you're going off the damn start. I remember that feeling in the Zloty tour. I remember thinking, I have no idea what direction to pull in here based on this setup, and that's terrible.
Yeah.
So I agree, Danielle. It's hard to lose control of the referee.
Right. Yep.
Well, here we just pay them and.
They wonder why we're so afraid of the Europeans. That's why we don't face those guys.
Yeah. Right.
They don't like our under the table tactics here.
Oh, Devin's afraid of Europeans. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, well,
You guys would know.
that's the whole point.
I don't really think that.
Only
But,
when he's being held
People are
hostage.
funny.
But I think once you could get that to merge for them setups and everything to be the same, I think the sport would go even farther yet.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like it'd make a big difference.
Well,
Well, that's
like
the
East
Olympics.
versus West at the moment. Like for example, that's a European thing, but it's a sloppy version of European compared to
Yeah,
WAF
it's less
or
strict,
to-
less strict for
Yeah.
sure. Right?
like the Zloty tour, which was advertised as rigid rules.
Yeah, less strict.
You can get away with a fair bit in East versus West. So it's like I'm happy seeing that. I'm happy. I like that. If we dive deep down in this conversation, you'll discover that I'm certainly one of those people who hate rigid rules. I hate it. I hate seeing matches stopped.
Matches suck.
Yeah.
I think it just takes away from viewers when you have rigid rules.
Big
It
time.
just makes it hard to watch.
Oh yeah.
So-
People that are newer to the sport are like, well, this is boring. You know?
So if you're an arm wrestler and you don't like to fight, like why are you doing this? I feel like I would want to win because I knew I won. Like I was better. If my opponent kept elbow fouling, sure, I'm gonna be happy that it benefited me, but it feels a little hollow,
Yeah. No, 100%. And the entertainment side of it is so critical to the growth of the sport. And as you said, it's not entertaining. I remember when I was at the Zloty Tour 2019, they had the top 8 finals there. That's where Levan pulled Vitali. I could tell you, like all the other matches were on as well. The crowd swelled up nicely for the Levan Vitali match, but for every other match that was there, the room was empty. No one it was a skeleton crew of people. Everyone was off everyone's like, I'm gonna go have a meal. I'll be back in 2 hours when Levan's on, and that no one cared. It was terribly boring. It really was. But I stayed and watched it. It was boring.
When the competitors can make the outcome, it makes it way better than like the refs choose. Like the outcome of the whole thing.
Yeah.
If the competitors make the outcome, it just makes it more entertaining.
Like to think of Devin Larratt again, and he is whether people want to accept it or not, he's the most entertaining arm wrestler there is. When it comes to on the table, the on the table experience that he does is the best. And when I think of Devin, I straight away think of things like him looking at the referee, letting his opponent carve in and just say, just let him have it. Just say go. Just give it to him. It's okay. Like as a fan, that's like, yeah, this is cool. Like just let him have it. It's all good.
Why do you hate me, Bart?
Yeah, why do you hate me?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's not your job to fight me. It's not your job to fight me.
Yeah.
Oh, because she's so strong.
Yeah, shit like that.
So all of that adds value to the viewer experience. it's something that I think the world of arm wrestlers should adopt it. A lot of people go, "Oh, it's a slippery slope," because you do end up with crazy sloppy stuff. Like, we as long as the right person's winning in the end, I think we're all good. And I think that does happen.
Yeah.
I think the right person will win, even if it is slightly sloppy. It will change it a little bit. People will have to upskill and get used to it.
Yeah.
Like Dave Chafee. Dave Chafee just wants to be rigid and go. You don't want none of that. And I can understand that people like Dave, people who just want to put the foot down. They don't want all that antics. They don't like it. So there's a balance to be. We don't want to go too far down the slippery slope.
Yeah.
But it's a necessary part for the overall development of the sport.
It was
But
funny.
Dave's personality. Sorry, Chuck. Go ahead.
It was funny to actually see Dave actually respond to it this time.
Yeah.
Like he's never responded to like trash talking, and he did this time. It's funny. I'm glad to see
He was in a super good mood in Dubai after his amazing effort against Vitaly. I feel like Dave just came out of his shell in a lot of ways on that trip. He was real honest with his emotions about it meaning a lot to him, that he didn't know when it was going to be his last time, and that the sport's given him so much. And then he had that amazing battle, and it's like, I feel like we've just opened the door to the next chapter of Dave Chafee. I feel like Dave's going to be different from here on. And Chuck, like as you say, that the him having more fun with the entertainment side of the thing, it could be another indicator that that's the case. It's exciting. If you're a Dave Chafee fan, it's an exciting time.
Yeah.
They may have released a different version of Dave Chafee, and it might be scary.
Oh yeah. Well, Dave with options is scary. Dave's never had options. He's always just been the one sort of shape, and if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it was over.
I
Now
heard
it's
that
like,
word, Chuck. You just said Chave Davey. Are you one of the trolls?
yeah.
Oh, man.
That flop press, man. I asked Dave in Dubai, said, do you think you could hit that flop press off the go round one? And he said, oh, no way. He's like, it would hurt too much. No, but he's like, once the bullets are into my opponent, then yeah, it's there now. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, because we know Dave's putting bullets into anyone. There's no one that's getting through clean on Dave, outside of Levan, maybe. So that flop press coming home with a wet sail in the later rounds, yeah, it's a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah, that was such an exciting match.
Dave strikes me as a traditional guy in a lot of senses. It's fun to see his personality come out.
Yeah, no nonsense kind of guy, right?
Because he doesn't really like doing interviews either, and now he's been doing more than usual, which is great.
Yeah, cool.
We might have Coach
fucking
Ray coming up
strong.
next week.
His
Rob.
strength is always cool.
You say Coach Ray's coming on?
Yeah, he might come on next week. So,
very nice.
Is there anything we can say to him to give him a little zing from you? No.
Well, man, he's happy with me just continuing to have success. It's like after he kicked my ass, I'm now just going on a bit of a run. So he's like, just keep going. It's helping my stocks. It's good.
That's great.
So he wants me to beat Zurab. So then, he gets matched with Levan or something.
Right. Yeah. You're opening up doors for him now.
Yeah.
We'll tell him you'll give him coaching for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but credit to Coach Ray, man. Like a lot of people ask me about it, and always will say that, look, at 90 kilos, he's the better man. He kicked my ass there. So, and he set me on a nice new chapter of changing a lot of things. Yeah, of training and a mental approach to a match and everything. So, I'm very grateful to Coach Ray.
He did your training regimen to face you.
Say again?
He did your training regimen, your online training to fix you.
Did he really?
Can you imagine? He beat you with your own training. I've actually checked out your training thing. I subscribed to it way back for like 3 months so I could check it out.
Yep.
It's a legit program, man.
Well, that back then was very Todd Hutchins inspired and based. Like what I'm doing now is entirely different again. I'm excited about what I'm doing now. I'm getting a big response, but yeah, training is a windy path, and I've been through lots of different seasons. And I think it's always good to try to reflect on what style of season you're in. Are you in? And generally speaking, I think you can always say you're in either a hand season, a back pressure season, or a side pressure season. I feel like for me there, you're going to, depending on what you've assessed as your weaknesses and who you're facing next, you're going to largely be in one of those things. And I think that the style of training is slightly different for what season you're in.
Yeah. Makes sense. Now
I like the puller that I am.
Anytime, Ryan. Don't feel obligated to stay on here because there's times where we've gone 16 hours straight just sitting here. So
we will outlast you, so don't feel like you have to be polite.
I'm good. I do have to mow the lawn soon. I'm checking my phone. My wife's not home yet, so it's all good. But as long as I've started the lawn before she gets home, it's all good.
I
did something. I completed something.
I got off this podcast at midnight one night and got back on in the morning at 7, and they were still on. And I was like, "Holy shit! You guys have been on 16 hours."
I was part of that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I like the screenshots that I'll see in the morning of Ryan sleeping. I like those.
I fall asleep sometimes on this, and they just keep going with me. Just here,
sometimes, all the time.
Yeah, pretty much all the time. This is not
honest right now. Let's call a spade a spade. Okay?
This is not a traditional podcast.
Not in the very least.
It's more. Well, what actually started the whole 98 thing is we started doing just a Zoom call that we didn't go live. We didn't post it or anything. And we would just all come on and talk about arm wrestling. And that's kind of how we started this whole group, which is kind of cool.
I get sore ears on this.
Yeah.
After a while.
But yeah, that's how like we all kind of got to know each other, which, then you start talking on here, and then you feel like, hey, we're friends. And then we'd run into each other at tournaments, and it just started, like a whole group. And then Paul Lynn was like, you got to start a Facebook group for this 98 thing. So we started the Facebook group, and then it just kind of started growing. So it's been kind of fun,
Well, if I could give you any tip, like I said, I don't know if you've got it yet, create the Facebook page for it, and then get that monetized, and then start dropping those band videos. And
can you get the Facebook page monetized? I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, it's easy to get monetized. Easy.
Well, we only have we're at like 6,000 members right now in our group.
Easy. Within 2 weeks, you could be monetized if you just did it.
Well, see here, then you get your friends like Ryan Bowen to share the page, and it helps you out.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this is a fact. We've had the highest number of watchers tonight with Ryan Bowen on. We hit 42.
No, it was higher than
We've had a high of
people watched tonight, Ryan.
It was higher than that.
That's our highest yet.
Very cool.
Yeah. We get most of our views after it posts.
Yeah.
I'm going to get running now. I'm going to go do the lawn.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming on.
So it's cool to help meet a bunch of you guys as well. I've seen the names and heard the chats from a distance, so it's cool to finally get to chat with you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And if there's anything we can ever do for you, let us know.
He's got to go after these abysmal numbers.
Thanks, Blue.
Thanks, Ryan.
Love you watching.
That was fun having Ryan. Do we say fuck that guy on this one?
Fuck that
We have to. We have to. It's disrespectful not to.
Chuck,
Fuck
lead
that
the
guy.
charge.
Yeah, we only say fuck that guy for the ones we love.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Chuck, do you like Ryan Bowen now? You're on the fence. You're on the fence.
Hey,
Give
it's
me a
improvement.
Australian
That's
thumbs up.
improvement. That's a big for Chuck to go from like not liking him to that's a major giant step in dynamics for
But then
him.
again, I've never said I like Grondin either, so.
That is true. I mean, honestly, not trying to sound like I want to suck him off or something, but I think Ryan Bowen is super intelligent, and I think what he's done to create his own brand and to get monetized and turn this into a full-time position is fucking epic.
And actually, he's helped a lot of people do it too, and not just free advice.
Like helping Jake Ward out and stuff. Like that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Chuck, what we said with the free advice, my first year of arm wrestling, your first year, you don't really know what the fuck you're doing. And his videos helped guide my training so much. Like I used his YouTube channel all the time in my first year of arm wrestling for like, what should I be working on?
Well,
that was nice. I ordered a Pizza Hut while I was here. I've just been chowing down on cinnamon rolls and pizza.
Carving up, huh?
Yep. I drove for 12 and a half hours today. That was
Oof.
fun.
Oof.
It made me realize though I could probably drive to Philly because that was 13 and a half hours. I'm like, that would just be one more hour.
Oh shit.
There you go. There you go.
Save on the flight.
Learned something about myself today.
Go that extra mile.
Pop an,
And a rental car.
Literally.
pop an Adderall and just go.
Chuck learned something today too.
Uh-oh. What did he learn? Dude, I couldn't
Like-
keep up with
That
everybody.
he likes Ryan Bowen.
I couldn't even keep up with the super chats because as soon as I was starting to read one, like another one would come and another one, and then people were asking questions not in a super chat, and I was like trying to read them all. So I apologize if I didn't read your super chats, guys.
Yeah, I think you read mine like an hour later after I sent it.
Yeah, I was scrolling back trying to find them all, dude.
It's all good.
But thanks everybody. Love it. Love the
I
support.
think our farthest trip we ever took was 14 hours. We drove to Chicago back in 2016 for the WAL regional finals.
Makes sense. It's rough, man.
Yeah, I drove to Iowa once. It was awful.
Oh, fuck.
It
Iowa's awful.
was fucking like 17 hours of cornfields.
Yeah. There's not much going on in Iowa. I mean,
No.
Dubuque is all right. But
I hope you have a Tesla,
like-
Ryan, because I know you ain't driving sleeping at the wheel.
Nice. I had a co-pilot.
Yeah,
Dude,
Tesla.
You know how many accidents I've been in behind the wheels from falling asleep?
The fact that they still give you light like cars and vehicles, like, no, this man shouldn't be behind a vehicle anymore.
Because I lie every time. Like, that,
No,
guy,
I've never been in an accident.
that guy in front of me stopped abruptly.
Especially the fact that he doesn't know what state he's in, so he's got to show his different ID every time.
When they see my idea, they're like, "Oh fuck, it's
the best idea ever, though.
They're like, this guy's a
So,
serial."
the question of the night is, how many passports does Ryan Grondin really have?
That's true. Jennifer and Roger travel a lot.
Oh, that's an avoided answer.
Drive all over the place.
Yeah, he avoided that question quick.
Right?
Yeah, you did.
Right? Whoa.
I
Watch, I disappear from the face of the earth tomorrow. We're like,
don't even-
all evidence of my existence gets erased because I asked that question.
honestly, I have 0 passports. Technically not allowed out of the country. But anyway, moving
That's why he's our America's treasure right here.
The customs lady was really interested when she's like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "For an arm wrestling tournament." She's like, "What? Like you travel for that?" I'm like,
Dave Shell
"Yeah,
said
ma'am."
Ryan steers with his forehead grounded.
Wow.
Dave would have jumped on tonight. Dave Shell said he used to call to keep himself awake. Oh yeah, dude,
I was steering.
I called Dave Shell one night to stay awake, and you know how Dave, sometimes his stories are a little long-winded, and I fell asleep while talking to him, and I hit a Jersey barrier while talking to Dave. And he's like, what was that? And I was like, oh, fuck, I just hit a Jersey barrier. Hold on. I
Funniest shit I ever heard.
was like, oops. Luckily, my truck had like step down thing, and that hit the barrier, not my entire side of my truck. So
I was gonna say, Ryan, do you buy vehicles with that in mind? Like,
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, I do now. Well, now that I have the lane assist, dude, I can fucking sleep for a while, and then
God.
just fucking all of a sudden it'll wake me up, and I'm
just
like,
keep
oh,
getting
hey,
your tires rotated and you're fine.
I'm still in the lane. Awesome.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Now I wake up to the sound of that instead of like a tree or another vehicle.
Jesus Christ.
Or like I don't know, we have like the median shit where it's like like with
Yep.
the
Like the
fucking
rumble-
pivot.
Rumble strips.
Dude,
Yep.
that's like my alarm clock.
Yeah.
Those have saved my life, dude. Those are like lifesavers to me.
I bet there is a rumble strip soundbite you could use as an alarm clock.
Yeah. Oh, that would fuck with me so hard in bed if it went off like that. And
He'd be
rumble,
jumping up out of bed like, "Wah!"
not again.
Goes to reach for a steering wheel, it's not there.
There's been times where I opened my eyes and I was about to smash into something and I just closed them and thought to myself, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
I don't want to watch.
I've been unscathed.
The longer I don't see it, the longer it's not happening.
Dude, one time I was driving home from the beach and I caught up to traffic that was stopped and I was doing like 60 and I hit the car in front of me. I went through the windshield and rolled off the hood and I landed on my feet
Oh my god.
and not a scratch on me.
That's
And
amazing.
the cops showed up and they were looking at me and they're looking at the car and they're like, did you go through that windshield? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And they were like, what the fuck? One time I rolled like 9 times in a truck and I was in the grass looking for my cell phone and the cops came up and they're like, where's the victim? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, were you driving this vehicle? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And they called an ambulance and they're like, there's no way you're okay. You're just in shock. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And I had nothing wrong with me.
Is your anatomy just like
Indestructible.
specifically perfect that you can just
No,
roll
The
with
whole,
the momentum?
well, I was much thinner back then. But dude, like the passenger corner of the truck was like here. Like the whole passenger side got smashed around me, but I was fine. I was like in a pocket of being fine.
This sounds like some bullshit fucking beer man story.
It does, but unfortunately, it's true. Oh man,
It's like you evolved to
So
become
it sounds like you have a fat man's aura.
I should just
Even when you're thinner.
do some meth before I drive.
There you go.
Did you guys actually manage to like not completely devolve while Ryan was on? Did we actually talk about arm wrestling and like
Yeah,
good stuff the whole time? That's amazing.
I behaved. I didn't even talk about fucking fetuses or anything crazy shit.
There we go.
As soon as you get off, you're talking about flipping through fucking car windshields and fucking.
It was building up, you know, like it's good Ryan got away when he did.
We had to behave with Ryan Bowen on here. He'll never come back.
Well, he's
Yep.
probably listening now and like, well, these fucking guys are weirdos, man.
I mean, I did put that disclaimer out so that now when people join the channel, they know what's up.
That's good.
No, but that was a good episode. Another thank you to Ryan Bowen. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
That,
Good dude.
like, you know, we're not a channel that anybody even knows, so for him to come on is cool, real cool.
Totally legit.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
And Coach Ray said he'll come on sometime this week, so that'll be cool too.
Oh, Raymond's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh yeah, man, and that's only the start, dude. Like,
Oh, dude, we got like Matt Mass said he'll come on.
yeah, man.
Dave Chafee said he'll come on.
And the fact that the more that they see all these other people coming on, why wouldn't they come on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we
Momentum.
used to do some interviews in the beginning where we had like, you know, Paul Lynn on. We had Paul Passmore on. back then, but then we stopped doing interviews. I mean, this one wasn't really like an interview. We are going to bring back doing interviews where it'll just be like one or two of us interviewing someone to get to know them, but it's going to be a separate thing from the Friday Night Live.
Yeah.
Like we'll do it another night where it's a legit interview, and then Friday Night Live will always be like our group just all coming on and whatever.
You know, Alan Ford?
Yeah.
Who the fuck's that guy?
I think he'll be at the tournament tomorrow. Actually, Devin will too. I should tell them both, like, hey.
Yeah. See if they'd come on.
Would be great, right?
Devin has said
He
he'd come
made
on.
cars, Ron.
We just have to hit him at the right time when he's not busy, you know?
Yeah, it's timing. I don't know if he's ever not busy, but yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure he would come on now that we all got to meet him and shit and he was in our area.
I feel like the right time to do it would be when he has a match coming up, because that's when he always likes to stays home and kind of sequesters for like a month or two.
Yeah.
And like that would be like probably the time.
Yo, Ryan, why don't you try to get him on now? And if he says no, say what? Don't you have any balls?
Oh God.
Blink 3 times blink 3 times if Jody told you can't come on. Why don't we ask him if he'll come on during the surgery?
Oh, God.
He's home, so rules are followed.
Like, hey, I mean, what can you really do during the surgery?
Actually, though, that's a good point, because
You can't be in the room.
so the match is the same day as the surgery. Was that the issue?
Yeah, I think so, or very close.
Something like that. So if the match is going to be on a Saturday,
I would assume.
I mean that means home Friday night, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Maybe.
Well, give him a shout.
I'll try. We'll see what happens.
Say, hey, Devin, would you go on the 98 chat? Tell him you'll come on with him so he doesn't have to be scared.
I'll wear the hoodie.
Don't worry,
Yep.
we'll all wear green hoodies for him.
Dude,
There we go.
Ron can be like, yeah, Devin, remember me? You ripped my fucking chain off.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, Devin, do you remember me? You fucking choked me across the table. We'll all have like some beef with him.
Yeah, he'd be like, don't you remember me? And this is like chatter. Don't you remember me? Don't you remember me?
That'll be it. That'll be the name of the live. Settle the beef.
Remember me? I sent you that dick pic and you didn't respond.
All right.
You too.
That went off.
Ryan, simmer down now.
Shubich will be like, I sent you all those pictures of my short shorts and
No.
not one
No.
goddamn like.
No. He sends them all the pictures of his neck in different angles.
So what if I did? What's it to you?
Specifically the bobblehead neck, right?
There you go, Ron. There you go. Do that again.
Oh my god. God, I can't do that shit around here again.
You gotta wear a bib around.
Gotta wear a bib or something.
Well, thank
Yeah,
all,
please
you
do.
guys,
Stay in your mouth.
all of you guys for coming on. Appreciate it.
You know, we're the real MVPs.
Absolutely. We have a good loyal group. And in the
I wanted to ask him what he thought the score was going to be against him versus Zura, but you know,
Dude, that's gonna be a tough one.
I just wanted to see what he was going to say. Obviously, we probably already know, but
After watching him with, obviously him and Ron, like, holy fuck, that's gonna be a tough guy.
I'm going to, once we're done this podcast, I'm going to post it around. Because usually I don't really post our Friday Night Lives around. But since Ryan was on, like maybe people will check it out, see what.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, soft spot for him.
We can do like a
he was on for a fucking long ass time too, man.
Yeah. Shit, like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, and Aussie was on way longer than he was supposed to do. So
Right.
He's like a regular now.
Yeah.
That guy.
Good dude.
Oh, he's another really likable dude.
He was like one of our first interviews. And Danielle.
Oh yeah,
Way back.
that was way back. I remember. Oh,
I remember asking and you were like, oh my God, Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, how do you even know that we exist?
I think it was honestly the band video, because I remember
Everyone knows
Vegas-
rides for the band. See,
in Vegas in 2020 when
Yeah.
I went for a seminar there. It was at what's his face's gym. Now it's Eric Spoto's gym, but I think it was Allen's gym then. Brandon Allen at the time, and he was talking about your video, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw that, and then it just like boom from there. So
Funny. Well,
Yeah.
Ryan Bowen told me to make
that viral content, Ryan.
so I might have to make another band video.
Oh no, my internet.
Uh-oh.
might have to make another band video.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I was ordering a lot of bands, and my wife was like, why do we need 50 fucking bands? Like,
Yeah,
stop ordering all these bands. She's like, you don't even use them. So maybe
so
I'll,
then you're like, yeah, I'll show you how I use them.
maybe I'll order more and just like put so many bands on me that you can't even see who I am.
It would be
No,
way
you
more.
put- cover your entire body,
Like just my eyes showing,
just your eyes.
and then
And
the
your
rest
mouth.
of me is all bands.
Funny if you were like upside down, like trying
No
to use them or
clothes.
something.
Dude,
No
I
clothes.
have one where I'm fully suspended from the ceiling in rubber bands.
There you go.
Yeah,
I already have it. It's already out there.
what?
Yeah, I did one, and then I did one where there was rubber bands, and I'm like walking, trying to reach a donut.
At the donut one, I
And then
saw
the-
that.
One of the ones what got me, man. That's what got me. This
Yep.
one gets me every time.
Training was like a series of donut trainings.
Make another one trying to
Wait,
eat
so you need to
pancakes.
talk to RV. Now you need to talk to RVJ for real. You got to get
Funny.
him on here.
Like a stack of pancakes, dude.
Yeah, a stack of pancakes. You're trying to like cut it with the knife and fork, but the bands are like stopping you. You gotta like pronate your fork and get the pancakes.
RVJ would come.
Pressure in your mouth.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be
It'd be a
hysterical.
good one to have on.
Like before I eat them, I can't even move the rubber bands, and then after, I'm like a beast. Hilarious.
Well, when you're starving, you know, you got to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. We'll see. I think RVJ would come on if we asked him. Pretty sure I've asked him before, and
Ask him right now.
he said,
He's
yeah.
been so quiet online lately. I mean, that'd be good. Get him out, you know?
Yeah.
We should have got him on while Bowen was on.
We'll
Wait,
advertise his
you
donuts.
should have their IQ tests on this bitch.
Dude. when he comes on,
Ryan, you make the questions.
if RVJ comes on, we'll all be eating a donut.
That would be hysterical.
Wait, we should all have red hair and shit. Just fucking.
Dude, but me and Chuck were really talking if we had invited Ryan Bowen on, Coach Ray, Neil Pickup, and Paul Lynn at the same time and not told them, and when they came on, we'd be like, welcome to the fix. Not tell them that we invited all four of them on.
What about Dave Chafee?
He said he would come on, but him and Matt Mask have to wait till after their interviews with Engen.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Engen told him they're doing way too many interviews leading up to.
All right.
Yeah. So
I mean, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
like this
come on.
month or anything. It could be just any time. It'd be good.
that's what I told them. I'm like, hey, thanks for. They both said yes, so that's cool.
Fuck yeah.
Got to get John on here.
We were thinking about having Matt Mask come and do something similar like Devin did, like a seminar event, and because he doesn't come our way very often, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
Maybe have someone else too, like Sarah Bachman or something.
Ooh, yeah. November 12th, like in Utah, the Berzenk Cup is going on,
Oh no!
and I'm thinking about maybe going to that, spending too much money and getting a plane ticket because there's going to be Sarah, Angie Rose,
Oh yeah!
Gabby Vasconcelos,
Oh,
like
dude.
all going to the same
You
tournament.
have to. Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
And like obviously they're all going to kick my ass, but like that's the point. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
want
huge for you.
to touch those quality hands, you know?
That's huge for you.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth it,
Even just the pictures you'll get from that,
right?
worth. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just get one with them each and like just share them each a different week and just roll in the social media.
Oh shit! Someone Luca just reminded us we're talking about 2%ers. This is the wrong show. God damn it!
Dislike.
Those guys.
Unsubscribe.
Fuck those guys. You're right. You're
right. Dave, what do you got coming up, Shubich? What's your next showing?
Possibly the
World
event and on November 12th. Possibly that.
On the map.
Just because Torn and Hawks are thinking of going, and just easy ride situation. If they go, I'll probably go.
Fair enough.
Feeling pretty strong. I've only been arm wrestling with them, so I don't really know where my level's at. I haven't been doing too much table training aside from just hanging out with those guys sometimes. And I just want to pull just to pull.
Fair enough.
What if we
probably November 12th?
What if we get 4 of us, and each of us, like one person acts like they're Neil Pickup, one person acts like Paul Lynn, one person acts like Ryan Bowen, and one person Coach Ray, and we do a mock of the fix. Like we all talk and dress like them.
That'd be fucking awesome, dude.
Mother fluffers and all. You know what I mean?
Wait,
Yes.
but this would have to take some time. We got to like study them, you know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I show you something cool?
Of course.
Look at my new team shirt. Can you tell me if you can read it? Oh no, come on, shirt. Come on.
I see Fox.
Fox
Valley.
Over Fox Valley.
Something blasters.
It's Fox Valley Finger Blasters.
Oh no. And I remember finger blasting people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, why do I keep disappearing? I gotta turn the background off.
That's hilarious.
TC Finger Blasters?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the team?
Yeah, it's the name of the team.
Oh,
It's the
dude,
Fox
that's
Valley
badass.
Finger Blasters. I'm gonna wear this shirt to the tournament tomorrow because I mean it's my local team. So what am I supposed to do? Not wear it?
Watch
Whose
all the
idea
finger
was it
blasters show up
to do
to
a
Winter
finger
Blast.
Our team captain, his Sam Tabbert. He's a
Tell him
really great guy.
we're
Super
huge
great.
fans. We're huge fans of his.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's like a
Oh, yeah,
really
8%
fucking good
back
arm
in.
wrestler too. So that's a big bonus.
Can you imagine being like, what? You want to get finger blasted, motherfucker?
Yeah. Fox Valley Finger Blasters. We put it on the arm wrestling wiki, so it's legitimate. No.
Oh fuck! And it's starting to
Now we need a hashtag finger blaster.
finger blasters unite. Oh god.
Yep.
Finger
Oh god.
We'll make a shirt that says we support finger blasters.
You know,
Is
when
that
the
gonna
next
be-
round
is
of t-shirts go online, I'll share it with you.
Finger blast.
Get finger blasted at Winter Blast.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
That's right.
Oh, dude.
Perfect
for McUrchin.
The finger blast versus the unfuckables.
You mean this guy?
Blasters. I talked to him today. He's coping well so far, but
He's coping well.
you know, he's like really thinking about his life because that's going to change, you know, what he can do for work, everything. So he, you know, just trying to send him some positive words because, you know, he has a little bit of PTSD and
For sure.
that could really not be good for him
Right.
mentally, but he's doing all right.
Yeah, point him in the right direction. Because he couldn't.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Just the
Oh
look,
shit.
just the look
That
in
was
your
slow.
face, you son of a bitch.
God damn it.
I still send him pictures of like other people missing. I send him pictures. Someone got like fingernails tattooed on the end of the stub, so it still looks like a little finger.
You know what you should do? Send them picture of people with extra fingers. You're like, oh, you know, too bad you didn't have any to spare like
Possible
this guy.
donor.
Move to Chernobyl and grow some extra fingers. I told him,
Dave, get to the point, Dave. Get to the point.
just get tattooed on the end of the finger. Oops. No, he's taking
Take my good hand.
it well though. Like I sent him those pictures of the hot dogs, the hot dog fingers, and I was like, "Hey, I made you some snacks," and he was like, "Dude, the nurse saw it and was like, man, you got some fucked up friends."
Those are the best friends.
Yeah.
I wasn't kidding. Those are the kind of texts that I would most appreciate in that situation because, like,
yeah,
everyone's pitying you, and that sucks. And like getting a reason to kind of just have some dark humor and laugh at the situation is refreshing. All right, guys. Well, since I have a tournament tomorrow and it's late and I'm exhausted, I'm gonna go to bed. But it's been fun as usual.
Buenos nachos.
So,
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Later.
Everyone participating well. See ya.
Blast them.
See you later.
Get in there.
Fuck that girl.
Fuck that girl.
That
That's
girl.
me. Same shit.
The schmo said, "Did you just say he got PT?" No, he doesn't have PTSD from losing his finger. He has it before that from, I don't know, something else.
Yeah, he's got stuff going on.
Someone put a finger inside of him.
Finger blasted.
He got finger blasted when he was a child. No, I don't know why he has PTSD, but he definitely has it from before the finger incident. But I mean, I would want funny texts like that if I lost a finger or a limb or something.
Would you though?
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's a tough one.
Dude,
What about
I'd probably be the one sending out fucked up pictures of it.
what if you lost your main appendage?
You'll have to be more specific because there's nothing main about my main appendage.
Well, that's fucked up. Wow.
Man, who's got you smiling like that?
Wow.
And hey, in other news, Dan the Nightmare has learned how to do the King's move finally.
Yeah, that wasn't even like a King's move in any way or form. My shoulders were still like 6 inches above the table.
Getting closer. You're getting closer.
I was so uncomfortable. Ask Ron. I was like this is the worst position I've ever felt. Ever. I feel weak as fuck. I don't like this. What the fuck is this shit? Get me out of this. I have to yank up to just get back up. I was like, fuck that shit.
I didn't
Not
realize
like it.
We did it to piss you off, Chuck.
But when you travel all the way across the country, and it comes down to it, you're going to lose or use the King's move. Guess what?
You're using the King's move.
I better see you use the King's move.
Well, Dan, I guess I gotta help you with that too.
Right, Ron? No, Ron, if you're going to lose and if between losing and doing the King's move.
Oh, I'm King's moving all fucking day.
All day long.
Fair enough. I could see that. Having that in the back pocket as a last ditch effort. So that's why I call it a desperation move, because it is a last ditch effort. It is when you know that you have nothing else in your arsenal and you can't match your opponent in any other regard. And this is your, one move that you have that they can't do. Not that they can't beat, but it's harder to be beaten than most other moves. Because it is.
I agree.
It's not
if I
impossible
ever
to
get
beat.
into a King's moves position where I'm just desperate, I'm just using it to try to keep rolling out with the fingers and go for a slip, because I don't want to win that way. I don't want to have to stand back up and then readjust from that. I mean, unless I feel like I earned it, but most of the time I don't. If I'm ever out of stretch, it's because I was weak or I made a mistake outright, and I've got to fix it and just restart the match somehow. So slip out, get the hell out of there some way, somehow.
Hey.
To regain your pronation. Why not, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I was more versatile and I could get in there and then get out of there with ease, then
I
it
think
probably
I
would
would
be a
tear my
desperation move
bicep
for
trying to
me.
get to that very quickly.
So when you go to war and you use the shadiest tactic, you feel bad about it?
Oh.
I have never been to war.
I'm just saying, it's a fucking. Trying to use that as an analogy here. Like, well, I'm sorry I beat you in the shittiest move ever, but I mean, I still whooped your ass. So
True.
It depends on the definition of, or there's like I would say, a spectrum of kings moving. Like I hate being the guy that would go under. Like I do it in practice sometimes just to be funny, where I would go under the table and just kind of do this thing where just my arm and elbow is above like the pad height. Everything else.
well,
is underneath.
that sounds a little.
Even though I might be
strange.
really strong in that position, just going like this, I hate doing that, and just I don't know, just the way I look at it, I don't like it.
Yeah. It felt so uncomfortable for my entire body. Everything's short levered on me, so like I do not feel comfortable in any extended position because this is my arm straight. Like it doesn't want to go straighter than that. So I know it may seem like
So your king's move should be good.
what?
Your
But
king's
yeah.
move should be good.
To that, it should feel good or should be good, but it feels most awkward. I think it's because of how tight I stay in, and I don't like being outside. If I have to be outside, I can a little bit, but I like to be inside,
Ron,
but outside.
Ron, we know in the back of his mind, he was like, hell yeah. When he was doing that, he was like, yes, yes.
Are you guys going to the fall brawl, November 12th?
I'm gonna try to bring a couple people.
Yeah. What about you, Ron?
These are the people I'm trying to bring.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wherever this dude goes, I'm pretty much there. Huh.
Cool.
Oh, someone
Yeah,
made.
I'll throw my hat in the ring for the pros.
Unfortunately, I'm not competing, but I'll be there.
Look at this. Someone made a meme of me. That's not nice.
Who made
Yes.
that?
Badger.
That's hysterical.
And if he's a finger blaster, I feel bad for whoever he's pulling.
Yeah. There's a lot of finger blasters out there, dude.
So with finger blasting, what happens after so they close their hand? Is that what happens?
Interesting. Oh man.
No. Wow.
Dave, I like the name there today, Dave.
Deep CEO.
Straight
Got a few working ones.
Badger blaster.
He's a lot of good information. It's just I can't watch the guy. It's so dry. It's crazy.
I don't watch them at all. Like at all. If for me, it's really the delivery, aka the accent. If I wanted to listen to an international guy, I get. And even he's putting out a billion freaking hours of everything, and it's hard to keep up with. But that's why I have days like Saturdays where I work on stuff at home, so I can be working on stuff for 8+ hours and just have a continuous stream of podcasts going. But pretty if I can't listen to.
It's like watching the news over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather read the subtitles.
Shit, dude. I had a message from Dave saying, send me the link. And I didn't realize that I forgot to post the link in the enemy line chat where he usually gets it.
Well, you fucked up, man.
I know I did. I thought I sent it, and I guess I had it pasted in there, but I never hit send because fucking I must have been sidetracked because Ryan Bowen came on a little early. So,
hey, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. I didn't see your message, and then I checked the enemy line chat, and I never hit send when I posted it into the
Well, that's why I wasn't here. I've been watching it for the last 2 hours, but I figured you'd rather have Nightmare on than me.
Oh no, hell no.
Oh god.
Did he leave? Oh, fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
he just left. You hit 51 at the max, is what I saw. Since I wasn't on this, I was able to keep an eye on the YouTube, and the highest one I ever saw was 51.
Yeah, it was yep. Not too bad.
Surprise, surprise, those arm wrestling tables on Amazon were pretty much all fakes.
Scams. Yep.
What was fake?
The fucking $36 or $60, like it went from 60 and then dropped to like 30 something. All those tables that people were trying to order.
Were there people actually ordering those?
Oh yeah.
A lot. I still have the AWU Reloaded page that I keep up with time to time. Just seeing what they post, and it seems a lot of them bit, but a lot of them, I mean, they weren't just blindly going after, at least the ones that were in the comments. They were trying to see, I mean, if it'll come, it'll come. If it doesn't, they'll just get a refund because that was an option.
Yeah.
Apparently, I wasn't going to mention that because they don't like me to mention that particular thing. But there were some other people as well. Like I think Wayne Kiefer got caught in it because he said something. But like as you say, apparently, if it's through Amazon, you can get a,
Yeah.
be made whole.
I got 36 of those tables ordered, so we'll see. I've actually I've ordered something on Amazon before, something fairly expensive, and it never came in. So I bitched to Amazon. They refunded me, and 2 days later, it fucking came in. It was held up somewhere, and I was like in a moral dilemma. So I just fucking kept the money and the item.
I've had the same thing happen
what
before.
a moral dilemma that was.
Yeah.
You can't even say those two words together.
Yeah, that doesn't even make no damn sense.
It was something expensive too, like a camera or
I
something.
was in a moral dilemma, like, fuck, I got refunded, but yo, I got the item too. Ah, shit, I got the best of both ways.
Shame on them for not tracking their shit better.
Ron, we're talking about Brian Grandi. Moral dilemma.
I'd let you guys all run a train on my grandmother.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of, did you forget about my shirt still? You probably did.
No, I didn't forget.
I have 2 more new ones. How does that happen?
I did not forget about your shirt. I have to iron on the name. Oh, you're not going to TJ's tomorrow, huh?
No.
I was gonna say I could do it right now.
Wow. Why can't you just do it right now anyway?
Because I don't iron. I'd have my wife do it. I don't have a heat press like Chuck yet.
You're supposed to be in control.
Maybe I'll do that, Chuck. Chuck, I'll give you his shirt and the letters, and you heat press them on.
Yo, just send me the shirt.
I'm having to think about this.
I'll get the letters made and
I already have the letters, but I ordered it just because I want to get it done.
package it up and send it to me. I'll put it on. I'll get it sent to you.
All right. See that? Progress.
Ron, I'll let you know
He's just going to hang it on his wall back there anyway.
No, I'm not.
You better wear it.
I'm going to wear it on my back. I'm going to wear it on my back.
You better wear it.
Of course I'm going to wear it.
I can't believe I'm still awake. This is great.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Talk about this late.
He says it now, and then 5 minutes later, he's going to be fucking sleeping.
What do you guys talk about this late when I'm not?
Ryan, I might even
about you sleeping.
I'm gonna even put a chain iron on around the neck.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would
likely story.
Yeah, because Kate could definitely make something like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Just put a chain on the fucking neck. Bro, that'd be hilarious.
No, make it like my actual YouTube name with the Ron chain, the chained on. That'd be
Oh
cool.
yeah, you could do that. Definitely.
Yeah, we could pull that off. That'd be easy.
I'm muted.
No, you're not muted.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
I thought for sure I would have fell asleep early tonight because I was up all night last night with Everly being sick, and then all day today, she was just miserable. It sucks when you can't, like that, like when they're sick and they want help and you can't help them. There's nothing you can do. It sucks. So I hit her with a belt.
Yeah.
She stopped crying.
Just I wrapped her up with all the bands and suffocated her real quick.
Held her so she'd stop crying. No, she's all right now. She wouldn't take any like any medication, so I had to like mix it into her fucking applesauce and shit. But then she only ate like half of it, so it was like a process to get her to take her medication. Dude, this morning I picked her up and she puked all down my shirt, inside my fucking shirt, all over me, dude. And I was like, well, that's a good start to the day. And my wife's just looking, going, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, that sucks. It was like, shower time.
Did you
Ron,
pee
that's
down her?
what I had made for you, Ron.
Did I get what?
No, that's the shirt you had made for Ron, right?
Yeah, I was wearing Ron's shirt. It was real tight. I was just trying to stretch it out for him. Just
fucking got puked on.
People out there don't realize
puked on. You showered with it on. Everything.
Every single shirt that we've sold has had my nuts on it.
Ryan grinding on your shirt.
I gently touch my balls to every single shirt that's going out. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Now sales are gonna go up. I shouldn't have said that.
Well, if you actually have Ryan blue balls fucking grind on your shirts, that'll be quality right there.
So Chuck, honestly though, did having him on change your mind at all about him?
A little bit.
Yeah.
He's still trying to stick tough.
Think he's like completely delusional, or
not completely, but pretty close.
He didn't say anything really delusional though.
No, not at all. But like I said,
that's why I wanted to ask him what the score would be between him and Zurab, because I wanted to see what he was going to say, and then we can get on his ass about being delusional.
So no, like Armwrestling Bible didn't get any content from this show.
Because you know where the match is going, right? Straight to a damn hook.
Yeah.
So, I think that Zurab has probably done his homework because he's been low hand top rolled. I mean, seeing how Chance went through him so easily, he's going to have a defense for that. And he's a world champion at his weight class for a reason. He's going to find a way, I believe. I mean, Ryan's no slouch, but I think that Zurab's going to be a lot more careful with who he's taking matches with. And he's going to safeguard that.
Right in there.
I've been working with.
Ryan has a rough day if it's going right in.
Can you guess how much weight this is?
Is that full of belly button lit? I don't know, 2 grams.
Where am I at? Oh,
200 grams. That's what I've been rehabbing with. I've just been curling it.
Is that trend?
That's a serious weight, man. That's a serious weight.
I don't know what you guys curl, but 200 grams.
Oh, man. You're maxing me out, bro.
Wait. What's that to ounces?
200 grams? I don't know. 7 or 6 or 7.
You guys think arm wrestlers should do math? Are you kidding me?
Well, then I'm doing more all the time.
I worked my way up too, dude. Look, this is 1 gram. This is 5 grams.
200, man. You got up there. You like a fucking 2,000% increase.
That was a really good progressive workout you got there, man.
50 grams.
If you started at 1 gram, man, you got a 2,000% increase right there. Huh?
Are those your penis extension weights?
I don't know.
Oh, they're to calibrate my scale.
Yeah, all right.
That's what they're for.
They would know where they are down in Kensington.
Yeah. Kensington for sure. Are we still live? Yeah, we are, huh? Probably boring the hell out of our followers right now.
Jesus.
Oh, hell yeah. I got 19 people watching.
Cheers from Australia, man. Queenslander, you just missed Ryan Bowen being on here.
Wave the pumpkin head. Oh, man.
Pumpkin head.
This is terrible.
But, yeah, it'll be cool if we have Coach Ray on. See, this is what we got to decide. Like, who are we going to do actual interviews with, and who, like, I think there's certain people that would be more fun in the live aspect of it, and then there's more people that would be better in the interview aspect.
So,
like, obviously, if we're going to do Dave Chafee, he'd probably be better with like a one-on-one interview than this format. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
I
also feel like everyone lets, like, no one interrupts. Like, if it's serious, I feel like everyone doesn't interrupt.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good tonight. No one really interrupted.
No, I mean, and I mean, that's how it should be. I mean,
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying. Yeah, you definitely don't want people to interrupt if they have the chance.
Plus, like, I think if we do a whole separate series that's like just interviews, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the
But
live
I
is
think
the
I
live
know-
Friday nights.
Most people that are on here, they know when not to fucking interrupt and when to. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Those who don't lose fingers.
They just get kicked out, and that's it. It's
Or
like time you get removed, fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's been people that come on and are belligerent and start fights, and we just had to stop letting them come on.
Really?
Yeah. Schubert was a victim of that.
I'm always a victim. Well, I invite it though.
Someone attacked
You're
him.
are you really a victim, or are you? I think you're getting
No.
somewhere, man.
Yeah, he got attacked. Zubich got attacked.
He's getting all neck photos. You know what I'm saying?
Drew said Yakuza have a finger cut off. And failed their
Cuban,
boss.
don't be doing that, man.
Oh, you get something from it too?
Maybe maybe John failed his boss and they just cut his fingers off.
I don't want to be neck today.
Dude, wouldn't you, if you were missing fingers like that, wouldn't you be like, I lost a sword fight or something cooler? Like, oh, my parachute didn't open, and I grabbed a branch. And
Or I was fishing and my finger got bit off by a shark or something like that.
like, yeah.
She was too tight. I don't know.
I was finger blasting and blasted off. I was finger blasting and I got an infection under my fingernail and lost the finger.
Got gangrene. And shit.
Never finger blast in Kensington.
Oh, God, no. Wow.
Oh, that's a good idea. Captain Obvious said we should have invited Gary Roberts when Bowen was on and been like, speaking of stealing content.
Yeah.
The guy that was head of the history conference said that if I wanted, they'd come up with some excuse like I was fighting off highwaymen or got in a fight with the Molly Maguires or something or other, something historical rather than just I tripped over my own feet and
Peaky Blinders. Dave, Ryan Bowen spoke highly of people that have a lot of stamina like you.
I heard that. Thank you.
Yeah, we mentioned you.
Like I say, I've been listening since 8:30.
Well,
just couldn't get onto the.
I didn't see that message, and then because right when, like, you can ask Chuck, like, I was like trying to get the live started for that and try to post the fucking links, and I wrote it into the enemy line thing, but never hit send apparently.
Oh, you got private dating chats getting blasted in here. Nice.
The schmo saves the day.
Schmo is on top of that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you, schmo. I was just about to hop on it too.
Fucking A, dude. I could have had a girlfriend. God damn it.
Ooh, girls 18. I don't mind.
Well, I'll tell you, this afternoon it was telling me it was 5 hours from my house to the tournament tomorrow, so it bloody well better not be that tomorrow.
Are you going to TJ's?
Yeah.
How far from you?
This afternoon it was 5 hours because of
awesome.
traffic.
Because you're an
5 hours, I definitely would not be going at 5 hours.
Dave, you're an hour from me, and it shows me at 3 hours.
Yeah, well, as of right now. As of right now, it's telling me. Let's see, what is it telling me right now? 3 hours 49 minutes by way of you coming down the turnpike.
Well, that's a lot better than before.
5 hours, yeah. Yeah, 4 hours is about my limit for for going out and coming back the same day. 5 hours.
Go ahead, Dave.
I did ask TJ because they put on the flyer what time the weigh-in started on registration, which did not say and Black Ice asked me when does it go to, and TJ said 12:30. So try to be there by then. 11 to 12:30 for weigh-ins and registration, and starts at 1. And depending on how long it goes, I may actually stop at Chad Eckert's on the way home because he's having a Halloween party. And if I go up 83 and over 30, I go right past his house.
Nice. Are you definitely penciling in the fall brawl tournament on the 12th?
Penciling in the 12th at yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of because Hawks and Torn are thinking of going.
Is that the one you were talking about earlier? I didn't catch it. You were talking.
I think so. Yeah, if I got the name right, then yeah, I'm referring to the one in Erie, the triple double.
Yeah, in the fifth, they have that qualifier at New Jersey for the Arnold. Not that I would ever qualify for the Arnold, but I don't know what I'm going to show up at that. I'm probably, it looks like it's like a flat $40 per arm per division without any, break there. So I won't pull as much at that one as I generally would for $40 a throw.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the 5th. And after that, 5th and the 12th, and then I really don't know if much of anything in this part of the countryside for the rest of the year.
I've seen. I would have liked to have something going on in December, but I think November 12th is going to be probably it for me for a little while. It's going to be right before my volleyball season starts for coaching. And yeah, just one last hurrah for the year. See where it lands.
There's something in, let's see, was it December? I think there was something. Now I was thinking there was something in Ohio. Now, the only thing I know of, actually, I don't know of anything firm, but supposedly for the December, Josh Grant is going to run something for charity, but that'll probably be in Massachusetts. And Morocco told me when I talked to him last that he may run another one of his practices in Maryland. And other than that,
if you could get me a room, I'll go out there to Morocco's.
Well, he's had some really good ones there. I mean, the last one was, was hardly anybody, and even with the draw with Cataret and Cataret came with Italia, but it really wasn't all that big. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that TJ's people stopped by on their way home from the the earlier tournament, we would have had hardly anybody. Because I think they had about maybe 4 of them from his group were there, and then some locals and Black Ice and me, and There really weren't all that many. He's done some very good ones, but some of his practices are, they're irregular. Some are very good, and then you get the next one, or even like his weekly practices. You see the video they put up, they had a scad load of people there. And then, the few times I've gotten down to one of his Thursday practices, because I was in the area already, he had half dozen people there. So I was just glad I was in the area that I wasn't traveling any distance.
Yeah, Torn and Hux and I've been doing just 2 practices all within a couple of days of each other. It was a lot of fun, but oh my god, am I just trashing my arms? Didn't feel like I was losing too much, like in terms of like the power output and stuff, but just doing anything else but arm wrestling hurts after that.
Well, I never heard from my friends in Alaska that were supposedly visiting Utica, which is why I never got back to you folks about coming up there that day. So I ended up going down to the enemy line practice. Yeah, Alec.
So we did turn out, and we did end up working out on Tuesday and doing the second practice. Well, for them, it was their third of the week.
Well, that's the day I would have, if my friends from Alaska would have gotten back to me, I might have come up, but so I went down to Alec Guth wanted, couple people to basically beat up on him to prepare him for the thing on the 5th, the Arnold qualifier.
Okay.
Not that I did as much beating up as Matt Glazer and some of the other guys did, but hey, I'll do my part.
Dave, I think I'm changing my training a little bit. I'm gonna not attend so many practices.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like every other week, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the most part. It was just really regular for this week, just because I just saw the guys and just got excited. I don't know, just because they go to the same gym I go to now, and they asked if I want to arm wrestle. I'm like, okay, well, you got me. Shoot, of course I fucking do. But yeah, I like doing every other week because then I feel like I've recovered enough for the next practice, and also did my homework on the weights. I wish I just felt like I had more time. I know I have all the time in the world, so I don't have to make every other week either, and still make those gym gains. But I can't stay away from the table for too long. Now, are you just trying to be more in line with the training that you got from Todd?
Well, that and some other stuff I'm gonna be adding and stuff like that too. I'm still sticking with that, but possibly like changing it up every other week.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be throwing in some new things that I have been learning from that Reno guy that I brought up for like a 3rd time. Like especially those things that he had about having like a judo belt around your body, so everything is all stuck, and the only thing that's doing any work is really either your pronation or your riser that's holding on to anything. Everything else is already locked in place with the belt around you, and all you're doing is just breaking everything off and seeing if this will hold. That's not something I've ever done. Everything that I've done for pronation and rising has been predominantly with dynamic effort, and sometimes I throw in some statics or some heavy triples or 6s or something like that, but never anything like he would really promote with like really big effort into the static with everything else locked in place. Like I've been just relying on the strength of my bicep, which is pretty decent, but if I'm really trying to tax everything else over here, which could withstand a whole lot more, I haven't been testing that at all.
Yeah, I really focused a little more on even some more of my cupping, pronation, supination, stuff like that. Because in a table height situation, still doing all my training on the table, but a lot less just beating my arm up at practice.
What do you do primarily for cupping?
Mostly just like I have a Lucas Raymond cable system. And
Yeah, so do I.
I have his one hand nightmare
Okay.
with the big handle.
The Naples Nightmare.
Yeah. And doing everything thumbless. Everything thumbless.
Yeah.
Pronation thumbless, supination thumbless. Started training my back pressure not over my hand, but through my hand.
Okay.
But other than that, like just changing some things up. Because like the more I sit and think about like your training your back pressure over your hand doesn't make so much sense. Considering you're not really initiating your back pressure over the front of your hand. It's through your hand.
Yeah, you'd need
Yeah,
some
'cause
crazy
that-
riser to actually use that over your hand.
Right.
It's a really good strength and pressure for maybe attaining straps, but I found through every single tournament I've done recently is I would have definitely fared better just being deeper and trying to go having more of the opponent in my hand instead of being on the outskirts. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And training my riser more in a static position instead of a moving position, more of a static. And like I've really done a lot with like a band with a weight on it and just bouncing that weight off my riser and just trying to maintain it instead of worrying about like the movement of the riser.
Yeah. I've done a little bit of that, not enough to where I could say that it's in my program. I've just been kind of experimenting with things here and there and trying to see what's going to stick for the long haul or for a season. I've also seen some guys before do that thing where they have a training partner and they would hold something and then have their training partner drop the weight. Now that could get a little dicey with depending on the weight or the nature of an exercise, but that might be some way to anticipate a ready go situation, or I don't know, just
it's what it's meant for sure. It's what it's meant for, but
what's that, Ron?
That's what it's meant for sure, but it's yeah, like you're saying, like dropping it, like getting hit like that's not this. I don't know if it's the same or not.
It could get a little crazy. And
yeah,
like I said, nature of an exercise, I probably wouldn't mess with side pressure like that.
I don't think that.
I don't know what I would do. Probably just back pressure angle.
I think it's a good way to train your back pressure. I think like, and basically all you got to do is hold it, pull up yourself, and just kind of let it go, and kind of let the and not go heavy. You can't go like really heavy on it.
Or like you were saying before, like if your hand can't hold up the back pressure, obviously you know that your hand's gone. So
right.
I don't know.
For a little while when I was following some of Giannis's training, what he would have me do is get a belt, attach the weight underneath to it, and then just do those pulses. Just keep on throwing it up, it'll drop. Something similar to that also he'd have me do is have a belt tied to something stationary, and I would just do back pressure hits, whether in like a supinated fashion, through the hand or through pronated, just keep on hitting back. And then I guess that's one way that he would work on his start. And yeah, his ready go reaction and hits and getting used to a whole lot of load in a little bit of time in a split second.
And just having it fastened to somewhere where it's like stationary, where it's not moving.
Yeah, so you're not going to be going back too far, just a little bit of motion. I just found for me, maybe I was just overdoing it. I was giving myself enough time to recover between workouts that I was just hurting my back pressure more than I was helping it with all the volume and all the stuff that he'd have me do. I think my downfall was just not recovering enough to have everything that I did carry over as well as I should have.
Well, that's all you need in a hit, though. When that initial hit, you just need that little where you're good. that where you're good, that little hit. As soon as you hit where you're good, most of the time, I mean, obviously, if someone's just
Quarter
way
inch of
stronger,
a difference. That's all it takes is a quarter inch of a difference, in my opinion.
even less than that, even less than that.
But I'm saying like up to a quarter inch.
Yeah.
It's all.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can make a difference in less than that, definitely. But like,
of course,
you don't need more than a quarter inch to make a difference.
Nope, not at all.
I've incorporated my BRB bands a lot more into my recovery too.
Your PRP? Sorry, it's
Blood
hard for me.
restriction bands.
Oh, okay.
I've incorporated them a lot into my recovery and stuff like that too. Just doing a lot of like real lightweight, high rep with them on, and having pretty light,
I just wear a tighter shirt.
Are you talking about like flossing? They actually call it muscle flossing.
No.
Blood
They
restriction
literally
cuffs.
go around your arm and they restrict the blood going into your arm.
Okay, yeah, because it's similar.
Wait,
it's
you're talking
wrapped
about
up. You wrap it.
You talking about BFRs?
Well, yeah, BFR.
Okay.
BFRs. Gotcha. Completely different. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So bad news. Forget it. Might as well share it now. On a public platform, I am getting an MRI of my left elbow. The UCL on the side, a suspected tear. It has actual lateral movement that an elbow shouldn't have.
Yeah, it's disgusting looking.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't hurt in just me just staying stationary, but in certain positions it hurts. Pretty bad. To the point where like I have to stop what I'm doing type of deal. Like, holy fuck. It doesn't feel right. But that's not slowing me down for training right. It sucks because I love my trajectory that I was hitting with my left, but it is what it is.
I get that feeling every time I go to practice. It takes my left elbow a lot longer to really get warmed up because I get like that initial ache in it until I get a couple good pulls in it, and then it starts loosening up and it starts feeling a lot better.
Yeah, what happened was I was in a deep hook with John Mert. For those who don't know who he is, he's about like 50 pounds bigger than me and considerably stronger than me, and just better in a hook and always possible. But I had my whole frame committed. I had everything going for me, and then all of a sudden, my forearm kind of pulled out that way. The rest of my arm stayed, but like the inner part of my arm got pulled out, and a audible pop happened, and it was insane. It didn't feel any pain at them immediately. It just felt like a tightness in the area. I was like, maybe nothing to it, but I kept pulling, kept trying to work it, whatever. Just wasn't right. So we're gonna check it out and see what's going on with it. But it's not gonna stop. The right arm. Right arm's gonna be demolishing everybody next weekend. I'm coming in strong and fast. Ron can test. Oh fuck! It's cold in the garage.
Yeah. Gotta see this. I want to watch the whole thing.
I was talking to somebody yesterday or the day before. We were discussing the Arnold.
You guys thought I went to sleep, didn't you?
Yeah, we were just glad you were gone. But Zubich, we were talking about like the Arnold and stuff like that, and how that whole thing has lost its whole luster. Like it's not the prestigious thing that it used to be.
Yeah.
So,
well,
you don't see like the guys returning champions anymore. You don't see Craig Toulier there. You don't see Dan Moser. You didn't see Michael Todd there. Demetrius Trubin used to be there. Stuff like that. You know, Scott Mendelson was always there. You just don't see that anymore.
I think I missed the big hype around it when I was getting into the sport. So I think for whenever I was into the sport or got into it, it was never a big thing, because just about then, that's around when Paul Lynn, I think it was like a year in, and he was already at the Arnold's, right? So just about when he started is when I started, and that's around when it was kind of just tapering off. I think a lot of stuff might have gotten in the way, maybe in a way that could be the challenge match or super matches. Like if someone's going to be resting up for a big money match, why would they go to the Arnold? Or I don't know, maybe just there's no luster to it. I mean, tournaments anymore, really, especially at the high level, it's all about knocking the names off the top of the list.
I've been wondering how the that's going to affect the registrations at the thing on the 5th, because usually you have more people pulling right than left anyway. But the fact here that it's an Arnold qualifier, which basically is just right arm, is that going to further skew, as you're going to have, you know, tons more people pulling right at the thing in Jersey than you will have pulling left.
Chuck, do you think it's going to go back on the upswing with like the popularity of arm wrestling recently?
I don't think that it returns to what it was.
No, probably not the prestige.
It may swing up a little bit, but I don't see it going back to the way it was.
No. Was it a consistent thing where those guys were coming over, or not necessarily those exact names all the time, but that kind of caliber for a good stretch of years?
Yeah, for years it was always a pretty high caliber tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a lot of the Europeans used to come over. There was always a good showing from Canada, Mexico, you know, the United States. It used to be a pretty high level tournament.
I think the biggest thing I remember from any of those is what's that one lady that's always announcing, saying "make some noise out there."
Dave, did you get a haircut?
I did. More than just a haircut. I lopped off the beard too.
I see that.
You mean listening to Denise Waddles?
Denise Waddles, that's the one. Yep. I could always tell when she's announcing because she has the same 3 things that she's ever going to say. It's kind of like Neil Pickup in that regard.
Yeah, because I mean, at one time, you know, Marcio Barbosa was going there. I believe Devin has been to the Arnold several times. You know, there was always
more footage of it.
You were always looking forward to Michael Todd pulling Demetrius Trubin.
Hasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger been there?
Well, yeah,
probably.
I mean, the year. Listen, I was out there in, what was it, 16 or 17, and my biggest memory from Arnold was when Dior Borgeson did that big lift on the elephant bar, like the 1,160 pounds or something.
Stacy, how the hell are you, buddy?
Hey, I got to interject for a second. I haven't been on here in a while. There's a couple guys. I'm Stacy James. What's up, guys?
Up, Stacy.
But is it? Well, what's it say? Pre-Depth CEO. Just compare Neil Pickup to Denise Waddles. Okay, that's not. Neil,
well, in the regard that they have a few things that they say often in every single match. I mean, you could almost bet on Neil Pickup saying deep inside, this is the match. This is going to be a career-ending death war. In that kind of regard, where they have almost like a, what do you call it? A carousel of like the same things they're going to say. That's all I'm comparing.
Right.
Okay, but I've also heard Neil turn a phrase that I've never heard before. I was watching. I don't know what match it was. He's done so many matches. He said it was something like this guy. He looks so intense. He can climb up a skyscraper using only his eye teeth or something like that. He'll say some shit like that. That's all. Neil can turn a phrase like kind of like Theo Vaughn. That's you guys like Theo Vaughn, the comedian. He always has something. He will throw something in. I never heard like Denise Waddle say anything that was.
Oh well, no, you're completely right. He'll throw in something into the mix that'll make your guts just burst from the inside out.
Oh yeah,
just laughing. He's got it like that, but
yeah.
I see so much of his stuff like over the years that like.
Well, yeah. If you watch,
all I'm saying is like you can hear Denise Waddle say the same thing now that she did 20 years ago. Same thing here and there. That doesn't mean I don't like hearing Neil pick up. I definitely do. Just I could sometimes just predict what's coming next, and that's not a bad thing at all because trademarks and knowing somebody for something is part of the fun.
Yeah, if you got a catchphrase and it's working, you might as well work it.
I actually,
oh, you're right.
I had an affair with.
What's up, Ryan? Hey, I did. Hey, Ryan, you said hey. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Stacy? I actually had an affair with Denise Waddles.
Yeah, you did. Whoa.
I had a threesome with her and Leonard Harkless.
Weebles Wobbles threesome.
No. They don't know.
Did you make her waddle after?
No, Stacy.
I said, how'd your asshole feel afterwards?
Yeah, they really tore into me.
Can you turn your butt off?
My butthole looks like an inside-out elephant trunk.
I was going to keep this PG-13.
Yeah, okay.
You missed Stacy. You missed Ryan Bowen, dude.
What, tonight?
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah.
Chuck told him he hates him.
That's an obvious speaks dog.
Ryan, the dog barks at pedophiles.
Dave, are you and Tor and Tommy going to the New Way thing in Atlantic City in January?
Not aware of that, so I'm not planning for it. I might be busy with the volleyball season, but if I can make it, I probably will. I got to look into more of the events around, so I got to watch my next episode of Getting Around with the Professor.
They're doing like a nationals almost. It's going to be like amateur and pro nationals.
I'll see how well I do it at the next tournament, and then make the judgment call off that if I should get more training under my belt, or I don't know where I'm at with that. Especially if I want to qualify for something.
Just hook them, Dave. Just hook them. That's all.
You're right. I got to stop with all this top rolling dumbassery.
Yeah.
Let's go deep inside.
Deep.
You're right.
Deep.
Yeah.
That's a genius name, though. That Finger Blasters team, dude.
It's the true test.
Finger Blasters. You don't remember being a teenager and you're like, hey, did you finger blast that chick? Yep.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was like top notch level right there.
God damn right I finger blasted my cousin Sarah.
I don't think that term was invented when I was in high school.
Yeah, probably not yet.
The act was invented, but that term I don't think.
What they call it back then? Just fingering.
I graduated in 93.
93? I was 98.
98.
Oh, dude, I was. That's crazy. I didn't
2008.
think of that connection.
Look at that. It all began. That's where it all began.
Who knew?
I was 69. Lots more 69 jokes.
Oh, Dave, 69.
There
Dave,
you go.
how many
Hey,
69s
break out the gold
have
bond.
you engaged in, Dave?
60, all sorts of 69 jokes.
So wait, you were born in 51?
Yes, sir.
Nice. What a whiz.
Dave graduated high school the year I was born. Jesus Christ.
So wait, you were born 69?
Yeah.
Dave, what year did you start engaging in the use of Gold Bond?
He
Oh,
invented. He
That's
invented gold
relatively
bond.
recent.
Oh, that's recent? Oh, okay.
Was it asbestos before Gold Bond?
Asbestos.
Asbestos.
That was supposed.
I'm pretty sure.
That was supposed to be the
I'm
cure
pretty
for
sure-
everything. Yeah, that was supposed to be the cure for everything. Until they found it was, uncuring some stuff, and Monsanto went out of business.
I think the last time I was on, we were talking about the menthol Gold Bond. Where I made that
It's a very popular topic.
That's what Dave uses, menthol.
It's a very
Oh my
popular
God.
topic.
You don't want to do that.
That's what I'm thinking, dude. That's got to burn the urethra.
Especially when some folks, especially some other folks on here, have it on with them, that they actually have the bottle right next to them. Not just me.
Ron the Don, do you have some Gold Bond within reach?
I can go grab some.
What you need to do is test it out so we know whether it works or not.
I don't have it in reach, but I can go
that
get
would
some.
burn like a motherfucker.
Chuck, why didn't you show that off earlier, Chuck?
I did.
To Ryan?
Yes, I did. Nobody.
If you're trying to get demonetized, we can do that. But
No, don't use it live. Like on your own time.
No, I didn't mean that.
Well,
hey Chuck, have you ever used the MSO?
We can
delayed on my.
I'm gonna seriously try to get Gold Bond as a sponsor.
we need to get Heineken as a sponsor too, because man,
That's a whole new angle that they can use for fucking teenage boys. Tim Lewis can be the poster child.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh
man.
God.
Low blow. Sorry.
I avoid
Low blow.
MSO.
Damn.
You can tell there's a definite divide between Western and Eastern PA. Where you're bagging on Tim. He's a Western PA guy, so I run into him a lot. So I practice with him.
Here's the problem: is like, after a couple of our tournaments, he like went online and was like, Steve Walker sucks as a ref and he's a piece of shit. And then after Winter Blast, he was like, how come no cash payouts on such a big tournament? And I'm like, dude, we didn't make any money off Winter Blast because of how many people came and hotels and flights.
Hey, maybe if you would have called it Finger Blast, you would have made.
Yeah, we went with Finger Blast instead of Winter Blast.
Oh God!
Dude, maybe our summer one will be Finger Blast.
Oh God!
I don't know, dude. McErchern, we can't. He wouldn't come if we call it Finger Blast, dude.
That all of everything.
Dude, I feel so bad for the kid, dude.
Brian, I sent you another picture.
Ooh.
Is it naughty?
Yeah, wait till you see it. It's funny.
When it pops out of the hood.
It's just Tim Lewis with a lot of young kids.
Is it Tim Lewis King's moving with that guy?
No. Yeah, Chuck put that up the video up though.
That shit was terrible.
Well, do you have the one that
whoever gets me off the quickest
himself?
Whoever gets me off the quickest gets this belt. No, Tim Lewis, he does have a lot of fucking super matches. I'll give him that, dude. This is one like every fucking.
He just asked Torrin Nolan to arm wrestle him left arm.
Show that ugly King's move one that he just did.
Yeah, right?
Ugly King's move. Whoa.
Oh, it was pretty?
Well, I wouldn't say it's pretty, but I didn't know you have high standards as a resident King's mover over here.
Yeah, I like the King's move, so I have to judge it.
All right. So you'd beat him.
I've never even attempted to do one.
You should pull him. He literally pulls everybody in the sport.
It sucked.
You could get a match with him. So
Did it suck, Dan?
It sucked. It sucked.
I feel like it. I'm like someone would just snap my fucking arm at my elbow or something.
I did not like it. It did not feel good at all.
Yeah, no, Dan's definitely not built for a king's move.
My body just does not want to go that way.
Nope. No.
There's a kid at our practice, at Predator practice, that was doing one the other day, and he was actually okay at it. But I can't picture trying to drop down into a king's move.
Every time I see that dude do that, I'm like cringing.
I know. I was like, man, his fucking arm's gonna snap or something.
Nah.
And he's a state trooper.
Kyle Easley.
He's fairly new, isn't he, Dave?
Yeah, well, yeah, in armor, yeah, he is. He's within the last less than a year and a half, I'd say. Now he had a good bit of athletic experience before then, between bodybuilding and boxing and so forth. But as far as arm wrestling, I'd say, yeah, probably, a year and a half is my guess.
So I wonder whose videos he's been watching to train with.
I don't know. I'll tell you, he's very dedicated with some of the strengthening stuff with the gripper and that sort of stuff. But he's really strong.
Hey, can I take a second and get to know the guys that I've never met before?
Absolutely.
I just seen the one. Somebody changed his name to JC Staines because I'm Stacy James. What's up, bud?
What's up?
What's up? Where are you from?
I live in New York. I arm wrestle from out here. I'm kind of 5-6 years into the sport. That's about it. Real name is Dave, not JC or Pradeep.
Obviously.
I go by a lot of different names, but Dave's a good one.
Dave Shubich.
Dave Shubich.
We're at in New York. What part of New York? Like New York
right
City
smack
or up?
dab in the middle, right near Utica.
Okay.
If you've ever seen a guy with absurdly short shorts, that's probably me.
Okay.
Don't look out for that. But just
Are you a high school gym teacher?
Not high school. Elementary school.
Oh my God! I was just joking because you said he had short shorts. I was pretty fucking close.
Yeah, not far off. But I do coach the high schoolers.
That's good shit.
That makes fucking sense.
At least
I can,
right. It's allowed for children.
So okay, I can. What the fuck did I say? What's that? Ron
the Don.
Me. Ron the Don.
Ram me down.
What's up, bro? Where are you from?
I'm also from New York.
Right on.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
the
from
same part or?
No, I'm from Long Island. Do you know Dan the Nightmare?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I train with him.
He's his daddy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's my daddy.
Dude, that looked like it was hard to come out. I had a hard time saying that.
Because it's not true.
Oh man.
But yeah. No, but I'm around. I live close to Dan, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Eastern Ohio, so I don't know. I practice with a bunch of guys, Cleveland guys from Western PA, some West Virginia guys. I move around, not as much as Dave does. Well, actually, I do move around, but like weekly, not as much as Dave does, because Dave gets around a lot more than I do. I'm more of a stay at home and train, making up new fucking apparatuses kind of guy.
So you're a stay at home. You're a stay at home whore, and Dave's the traveling whore.
Well, I tell you what though, just this summer, I competed in Oregon and Virginia in back-to-back weeks. So I went coast to coast. So I do get around, but that's not.
You did that tour. You did that tour of where you put took your table with you and went all the way to Maine And
Yeah.
every other day be stopping somewhere, he'd put out the table and, see who he could basically drag into it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I stopped at a wedding. They were taking their pictures, and I used to be a wedding photographer, so I went held back a little bit, and I was like, hey, I talked to the photographer, and the bride and the groom says, you're going to get, if you want to take 5 minutes, I'll give you some pictures you'll never get anywhere else. And arm wrestled the bride and the groom and set up a scene, with the, like I was arm wrestling for the bride, he's like, oh, kind of shit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but typically though, during the week, I'm just hammering on shit at home because I can't stop making like new different handles and fucking tabletop fucking apparatuses and shit. And usually, so either that or I'm too drunk when somebody wants to practice at 7 o'clock at night. It's like, fuck, dude. I like the noon Saturday, Sunday practices, but
Do you go to Palco? How far are you from Palco?
when they do their Parma practices at the gym, it's like about 2 hours.
Oh wow.
I try to get up there like once every 2 months, just to gauge, where I'm at with them guys.
Cool.
You a fan of the West Side Barbell people? And Louis Simmons, all that?
Well, no, but I did live in Columbus for a number of years, and I'm familiar with that gym. I had friends, and by that time, I grew up being a powerlifting guy, but I blew my fucking shoulders out when I was still a kid, and I could never progress beyond a certain point. So it was like,
I just asked because Louis Simmons and it seems like a bunch of the guys that were trained from there were pretty inventive dudes, and you being somebody that's always invented exercises or a way to do it with a certain kind of machine kind of just reminds me of what went on over there, because the guy built the reverse hyper, like this, that, and the other thing, like special T-bar, whatnot, that people have not even seen just yet what went on.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of innovation, but my thing is like okay, everybody knows Todd Hutchings. The way I am not that kind of regimented guy. I work out like I pipeline for a living. So I get laid off for long periods of time, and I work for a long period of time. So when I'm working, I don't have a whole lot of time to work out. But when I'm off, I have all fucking day to work out. So I don't want to do a regimented workout where it lasts, 30 minutes. I want to do things throughout the day to kind of replicate like somebody that's working out. I called it farm boy work. It's like, you're not redlining for 30 minutes. You're fucking working out for 8 hours. Like it's your job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I kind of like that because a couple of these guys know, that I make up all this shit. A couple of guys that I haven't met yet, like just today, I just started a fucking YouTube channel, and I made a fucking whole tabletop thing where I just bang it out, and I'll make up a new machine, and I'll work at it for a week, and I'll tear it down and make up a new thing, and I'll watch my videos from matches, super matches, tournaments, and I'll see where my sticking points are, and I'll replicate that, and I'll just bang it out until I'm strong at that point. And
what's your channel called?
Big Ten Productions.
Well, everybody go and subscribe.
Can you say that again?
Something you put up yesterday. This is
that's some of my handles that I made. Some of those are homemade. Some of those are Arm Assassins. Some are there's a bunch of different shit there. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of your recent inventions.
That's my workout room.
Probably shouldn't scroll through this, but because they'll see your other stuff. Oh, cute picture there. But yeah, let's see. Tabletop unit there. Okay. Yeah, your inventions all over the place. But crane scale and where's the one out here? Yeah, but all sorts of inventions.
I got into the springs. Everybody was doing the springs, and I went to a couple of junkyards, and I got like half a dozen springs, different sizes, different vehicles, and I've been fucking with those. I'm a big band guy. I'm not a big PR guy. When I first started, I was trying to set PRs, and I kept fucking hurting myself. It's like because your ego gets into it, your form gets sloppy, and I like the bands.
Yeah, we know a guy that likes bands a lot too.
You get into it. I think it's more like a match because I put a crane skill on what I was doing today, and you get to one point where you're at 60. You can, I don't know. It just feels more like a real match, because
the Schmo posted a link to your YouTube in the chat. So if anybody wants to go follow, the link is in the chat on the YouTube live.
Now, and here's your work in progress. Just put up a couple hours ago at the table. It's going to get the spring attached to it.
So what that is right there, it's just a practice table that I got from I can't remember. I can't remember who makes it right now, but it fits into the steel that I use. So I just put some 2x4s. I'm gonna put a spring and permanently mount the spring, but I got the two clamps on either side, just two wing nuts, and you can move it laterally. And I have it so you can do it spirally, so you can do it vertically as well. So you can have a vertical adjustment and a lateral adjustment you don't have to use any tools, because all the springs that I saw people using, they're just in one spot. And most of them are too strong for guys to even pull fucking down on a pad. And I was like, well, what's that going to do for you? They're practicing their elbows, 2 inches off the pad. That's not a realistic, replication of what you're going to do on a table.
Right.
On your the Rube Goldberg of designing stuff like there.
Yeah, that's it looks a little different right now. I'm looking at it. I can see it from here, but that is like my favorite thing. And I would suggest if you already have a full arm wrestling table and you want to look to get a training table, that is indoor scaffolding. I bought it at Harbor Freight for like $119, and you can't get a table. And you can bolt shit up to it. It's so good. You can put pulleys on it. You can do whatever. It's so versatile. That was the first thing I bought when I first started arm wrestling like 3.5 years ago.
That's a good idea.
That's interesting because I work with shit like that, and I didn't know I could transform it into something like that. That's pretty cool.
Think about it, because then you can have bands coming from both sides that you just
from both sides. You could have bands coming from wherever you want them to come.
Yeah, or anything, whatever. But you can hook it to staging that's that you're not, different levels.
Yeah, it's not one thing, it's another.
Yeah, I also make a lot of stuff because I travel. I make stuff on my hitch for my truck, right? Well, you can see one of them there, and you can put it up on your hitch, and I got all kind of shit like that. I used to go. I was staying in Millersburg a couple years ago, and I would be out in the parking lot. I'd be drinking beer. I'd be doing my arm wrestling workout in the parking lot, and people would come up, man, and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I got these bands, I got weights, and I got all this shit coming off the hitch of my truck. I'm like, I'm just working out. I mean, you want to come up, And we would get guys like once or twice, we'd hold a practice at my hotel, and people be looking through the windows and shit, be like, "What are you guys doing?" "Well, we're arm wrestling. Come on in."
It's not like when you were working out of the Cumberland area, and at one time you decided to hit 4 workouts at 4 different gyms in 4 different states on the same day.
Yeah, I did that too. That was pretty cool.
Right, we're
So,
you know, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia all come together.